brought to you by Moderna. More of the same for the Yankees and the Mets last night. The Yankees, after getting outscored 12-2 on Tuesday, lost 11-1 last night to the Tigers. Riley Green and Kerry Carpenter with 2-run homers in Detroit's 5-run eighth inning. Again, the bullpen really a struggle for the Yanks. Manager Aaron Boone knows the last two nights don't look good, but can't dwell on it.
These nights are frustrating, obviously, but it's that time of year we gotta get over it and get ready for tomorrow. But obviously they've been able to really add on late in some close games early.
Yankees will try to avoid the sweep tonight. Cam Schlittler taking on Tyler Holton. Meantime, the Mets got lit up in Philadelphia 11-3. Max Kepler had himself a big night with a late home run. He drove in 5 on the evening. Brandon Marsh, a couple of RBIs as well, part of his three-hit performance. Clay Holmes, the lost charge with 4 runs, 4+ innings. Gregory Soto not good. Ryan Helsley not good. Series finale tonight. David Peterson facing Jesus Luzardo on Mets Odyssey Radio at 7:15 p.m. The Mets now lead the Giants and the Reds by 2 games for the third wild card. The Giants fell to the Diamondbacks while the Reds beat the Padres 2-1. Tonight, week 2 in the NFL opens in Green Bay with the Packers hosting the Commanders. This report brought to you by FanDuel Sportsbook at the Meadowlands Racetrack. Get all your parlays, money line, and prop wagers made on the sport and all the sports action at the Meadowlands Racetrack's FanDuel Sportsbook, the #1 sportsbook in North America. 21 plus to wager in present New Jersey. Gambling problem? Dial 1-800-GAMBLER. It's 70 in Central Park, and that's what's happening. I'm Jerry Recco on WFAN, now streaming on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
It's Brandon Tierney and Sal Licata on WFAN The Fan, 101.9 FM, and always live on the free Odyssey app.
Before we get to the lousy baseball teams in this town, BT, we start the show today remembering and honoring those that lost their lives on the senseless attacks back on 9/11 24 years ago today. And the motto then was never forget. And here we are talking about, we talked about it yesterday with Todd Zeal. Obviously, he was down at Ground Zero today around World Trade Center at the I think it was engine number 3, ladder 12, and talking to first responders and all that stuff down there. So, he's doing great work as the Mets were. But we have to start the show with acknowledging all those that sacrificed, the ultimate sacrifice, all those that, wake up on this sad day, 9/11, and think back to that day where they were impacted, as we all were, on that horrific day around this country.
Yeah, of course. This is the only way to start the show. It's always a sad day. The years just pass by really fast here. And, to think I lost a bunch of buddies. I've told you that before. Xavier High School brothers and my best friend's cousin was killed. She was at the Windows of the World restaurant. And it's crazy to think, like, the last time I saw them, they were in their mid-20s. And they'd be my age now, some a few years older. So I think there's nothing that we can say that's going to change anything. We all know that. We say this because, this city has historically been very tight and has looked out for each other. And it was amplified that day and the ensuing months and the ensuing years where we came together. And It's always laced with sadness for those that we lost. But I got to tell you, man, I would be inauthentic and disingenuous. I'm not going to go on about this forever, but if I didn't say that I'm even more sad today because, the never forget applying to the people that we lost, that's in place still. And it always will be. And that's a great thing. But the unification that we had as a country and as a city, then it has gotten less and less and less as we've gotten further and further and further away from the events of 9/11. And, we need to figure this out. And we're certainly not going to figure this out in a radio segment. What happened yesterday, obviously horrific. It's just sad and it's frightening, really.
Well, what we could do is the thing that I like doing on this day when we have the forum to do it is just think back to that, because you're right. You could just say, well, never forget. And then by 24, 25 years, people actually do forget. And there is a divide in whatever aspect you want to bring up. Obviously, I know what you're referencing here. For me, when I was working at Home Depot at the time, and I remember very well many people coming in and buying. Now, this is out in Selden on Long Island.
Okay.
Obviously, we know where the World Trade Center attacks were, and Shea Stadium, we talked about that being a hub.
But you're out there. You're probably about 30 miles out, right, at that point?
That's
Suffolk,
right? That's the point of this, yeah.
Yep.
Like mid-Long Island, whatever. People coming in, buying shovels and masks and flashlights, like filling their huge, I'm talking about the big like lumber carts, and it was just eye-opening to be on that side of it, all the way out there on the island where people were buying all this stuff to bring it to either the site, Ground Zero, or to Shea Stadium, bringing unison where like everybody that could potentially help in any way, shape, or form. Like in those moments, there weren't, there was no divide. It was not about divide. No. It was about help any way we can. We're all under attack. This is a disaster of epic proportions. Let's help each other out. And I think over the years, 24 years later, you could say 20 years later, whatever it may be, it does get forgotten. No matter how many times we say never forget, never forget. Yeah. I think for a lot of people, it does get forgotten. It shouldn't be forgotten. The unity that we had as a country as a whole, especially in this town, in this city, during those horrific attacks. There's
nobody else I would want in a foxhole with me more so than New Yorkers. That's it. I mean, if something's going down, we're banding together. You know, it's crazy too, because I have personal regret, and it's hard to verbalize, but and to this day it still bothers me. I'm just being very honest with you here. I was not here when this happened. I was in Detroit. It was my second radio job. I was just starting out. And I was on a bus with the Pistons.
Yeah,
I've told you this. I tell the story. I'm not going to tell it again, but every 9/11. And I'm in the state of Michigan, and I can't get home. I can't communicate with anybody. I mean, it was terrifying. And then, and it's funny, like when I say this to friends who were on the job, firemen still, they're like, dude, you're lucky you weren't here. You really are. You're lucky you weren't here. And there's a part of me that says, yeah, all right, I get it maybe, but it's easy for you to say because you were here and you could help. You could at least try to help. You could go and search for bodies and just rip rubble away and try to put out the ashes and do what all the amazing people did that were on the job and, by the way, off the job. So as a guy who grew up going, young boy, going to the Garden, going to Yankee Stadium, going to obviously Shea, my dad, a Mets fan, like all these venues, all the highways, all the roadways, going to high school in Manhattan, to not be here, it still hurts me. I mean, there's nothing I could do, but I really wish I was here for it.
And then the sports aspect of it is such a huge thing. I know for me personally, even in my early 20s back then, I was like, man, it sucks, no football. Like, obviously there were bigger things, but you're looking at it as an escape. It was a horrible reality that we were all in. Everybody had to be glued to the news because that's all there was to do. Everything was basically shut down. And I remember wanting sports to come back at some point so we could get back to that sense of normalcy. It happened 10 days later on the 21st, the Piazza game. We referenced that, and even that had just an eerie feel, but it felt good to have sports there for us as an escape, which is what we try to do here, obviously, every day, regardless of the social climate, what's going on politically, the horrible thing that happened yesterday, the reminiscing about 9/11. We use sports as an escape. At least I certainly do. And I know I'm not alone.
No, that's what we do. We get paid for it, man. Right. I mean, come on. This is what you and I do. And generally, these teams do give us an escape, although, I want to run away from both of these baseball teams right now. Dude, it is. I mean, anywhere you look, it's a train wreck.
The one thing I was saying last night watching both these games, like I've had it. There are, 16 games to go, whatever it is
Yankees
now?
have 17.
Okay, and the Mets have 16 games to go?
The Mets have 16.
Like, I've had it. I've reached my max. I'm not going to go nuts today about the Mets in the postseason or even the Yankees in the division. But overall, like, not only are sports supposed to be an escape, you'd hope that at some point they could be fun. Now, the Mets and Yankees still both have the World Series possibility. If we don't think it's likely, it's still a possibility. Getting to the playoffs, still a possibility. Once you get there, anything is possible. However, that does not absolve the torture that these teams have put us through this entire season. Post June 13th, it has been a mess, a frustrating mess for both the Mets and the Yankees, and I've reached my max, BT. Like, just not fun. It's not fun. Every night we're watching them, some nights they went okay, good, but it's more frustrating than it has been fun this year for both these clubs.
There's no question. And listen, let's look at it the way it is. We've done our jobs. Hey, we've done our job. During the winter, right before the season, Cohen issued a plea or a challenge, however you want to frame it, to Met fans. Hey, I've basically, without saying it, I've done my job. I've spent the money. Show up and come and support the team. Met fans have showed up in a way they haven't showed up since Citi Field opened and maybe since the mid-'80s, okay? Met fans have just absolutely packed the place. Yankee Stadium's always packed. But in terms of like a top-to-bottom measurement. And, of course, Sal's right. Yeah, there's a puncher's chance you get hot. Obviously, the World Series thing is still there until it's not. But I think everybody, this is going to sound harsh, but I really believe this. I think everybody associated with both of these teams should be incredibly embarrassed. I think that Cashman should be embarrassed. I think Stearns should be embarrassed. I think Boone should be embarrassed. I think Mendoza should be embarrassed. I think star players for both of these teams should be embarrassed because, Sal, you always, although this appears to be a little more cyclical than usual, it's nuts. Red hot, ice cold, red hot, ice cold.
Yeah.
But there have been large swaths of this season for both of these teams where they have seemingly forgotten how to do the basic things required to win. You go 2 weeks without hitting a lick. You go 2 weeks where the bullpen can't get an out. You go 2 weeks, this is more of a Yankee thing, where you can't run the bases or catch the baseball. I mean, it's been some of the ugliest, quote-unquote, successful baseball that I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, and the reason why we maybe give them a pass to certain extents, because we've broken it down and gotten on them throughout the course of the year. But because of the way the sport is landscaped now, with the extra teams getting in, with the way the playoff format is, I have a hard time coming on saying the Mets are done, the Yankees are done, they're not going to go anywhere, because who the hell knows? I didn't think the Yankees, I used the example of last year, forget about years before, or what the Diamondbacks, Phillies, Rangers have done, whatever. Last year, I did not think the Yankees were really good, right? Like a lot of people are saying that now, Buck Martinez, whoever, we've said that, like the Yankees sloppy, whatever. But I said that last year, and yet they were in the World Series. So I'm like, well, they proved me wrong. Like, I don't think they're any good, but it took them to the World Series to get exposed. I think you'd signed for that the majority of the time.
I remember saying it. You said it a lot.
Same thing with the Mets. I didn't think the Mets were any good. Matter of fact, I thought they were awful. I thought they'd never see 500 again after their start. And yet then they went out there and had one of the more fun seasons in their existence, getting to the NLCS. So I can't bury them yet as far as the postseason and those hopes. What we can say is, from the Mets' perspective, this is nowhere near the fun that was expected to have, especially after last year.
Yes.
And when you watch this team, like, something is clearly off. They have more talent, but yet they're nowhere near as fun and certainly not as consistent as they were a year ago.
No, they're not. They're really not. I mean, all we can do is contextualize what we watch every single night. You're right. To come up and get the tombstone out and say, the Yankees are dead, the Mets are dead. Nobody's doing that because, as we know, they're not dead. But they're definitely not flourishing. And while they're not done, as you said before, I'll tell you what, both teams have woefully underachieved on the expectations for the regular season. And I mean what I said. I mean, Cashman should be embarrassed. Stearns has had a really rough year. Both managers shouldn't be embarrassed because they had their clubs have not been crisp, and it's their fault, or at least it's got to be dropped at their doorstep. So I don't know what to tell everybody. I think that the Mets, from the Mets fan perspective, which maybe is a little different this year than the Yankees, because the Mets last year were unexpectedly good and entertaining, and then you add Soto, you tack on more money, and it wasn't an unrealistic thought, but the thought would be incremental steps from last year, keep going forward, and build this thing into a powerhouse. And right now, the Mets look inept. And from a Yankee perspective, you're in the World Series where you were utterly embarrassed because fundamentally you looked broken trying to catch the baseball and run the bases. And you put out a product this year where your shortstops regress 30% if not more. The more I think about this, maybe he should have been in the minors. I mean, really, the more I think about this, he is so broken at this point, and he's not the main reason, but he is emblematic.
They screwed him up.
Of the sloppiness and the disjointed mess that the Yankees have been at points this year. It's indisputable.
I guess with the Yankees, the results of where they're at, 3 games back currently of the division, is not horrible in accordance with the expectations. However, how we've gotten here with Vulpi, with Dominguez, with Wells,
Devin Williams early and beyond early.
Now with the sloppy play, there's been so much. So the results aren't far off from where many expected. Even if you thought they'd win the division, still 3 back, that's still very possible, especially with their soft schedule here. So that's not bad, but how they've gotten here continues to be maddening because they've done the same stuff for years. And with the Mets, it's about where they're at right now because BT, the least of expectations should have been, okay, they may not go as far as they went in total last year, but they should be significantly better and more dominant than they were last year. Even if it doesn't mean division title, they should be on par with the Phillies and the Braves. I know the Braves had an awful year, but you get the point. And they haven't. They've been inconsistent in the regular season to a point now where they're putting themselves in a spot where they are in danger, in fact, of missing the playoffs. And I said this weeks ago, even though I think they're going to make it, like, once it's decided where they finish, let's say they make it, to me, making it as a third wild card is still not good enough. Don't get me wrong. Like, just because I'm saying that I think they're going to make it and just get to the playoffs, and we'll discuss it then, getting in by being the third wild card for where the Mets are at with their organization and payroll and talent, that's not acceptable. However, at this point, it's just get in, and then we'll worry about the rest.
Yeah. I mean, the season, really think about this, Sal. The season for both of these teams changed because of names that were only uttered like in the deepest, darkest, like minor league level conversations that, not you don't really have on the radio. I mean, the Mets season so far has been pumped. Life has been pumped into it with the three kids on the mound. And from a Yankee perspective, again, a little less because it's only one guy. But Schlittler, in a lot of ways, I know he was awful last start, and let's see what he does tonight here. But the Schlittler emergence really started to change what I thought that the Yankees could maybe do in October, because he's got filthy stuff when he's on, and if you hit a little bit, that's the kind of kid who puts up 7 zeros, and the Yankees can win a low-scoring game, which I didn't really see them winning before he emerged. So all the money, all the expectations, all the talk, all the juice coming in, all the success last October. Basically, this season has hung on the arrival of McClain, Sproat, and Tong, and Schlittler. Let that resonate for a second.
BT and Sal on the Fan, just getting started on this 9-11. 888-808-1019 is the number to call. We'll get your calls in here. Mets, Yanks. We'll get to the football later on. Week 2 is upon us tonight. Good game, too. You got the Commanders and the Packers later on this Thursday night. Our friends at Town Fair Tire remind you that at Town Fair Tire, you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
After a tough Week 1 loss to the Commanders, Big Blue is hungry, desperate, and ready to respond.
So we got to pick up, move on.
The offense is determined to strike back, and the defense is prepared to hold the line.
We bleed together. We ride together.
This week, the stage is bigger. The stakes are higher. Giants, Cowboys, one of the NFL's greatest rivalries. And this time, it's all about redemption.
We gotta get ready to play Dallas and beat them.
Kickoff is 1 p.m. Sunday. The home of New York Giants football is The Fan. 101.9 FM and always live on the free Odyssey app.
FanDuel is getting you ready for kickoff with an offer you won't want to miss. New customers can bet just $5 and get $300 in bonus bets if you win. That's right. Pick a bet $5, and if it wins, you'll unlock $300 in bonus bets to use all across the app. You can build parlays, bet player props, ride the live lines. Whatever your style, FanDuel has you covered. This NFL season has finally arrived. The only question is, are you ready to play? Visit FanDuel.com/Evan. Download the FanDuel app today and get started. FanDuel.com/Evan. We love the app around here. It's safe and secure, and when you win, you get paid instantly. FanDuel Sportsbook is the official partner of WFAN. 21 and over, physically present in New York. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable. Bonus bets expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help with a gambling problem, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
As a mom, comforting my family is what I do best. Vicks Vapor Stick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks Vapors in an easy-to-apply stick, and it dries fast, so there's no mess. I use it to comfort myself and my family.
Thanks, Mom.
Vicks Vapo Stick, soothing comfort for the whole family. And try Vicks Vapo Shower Max for steamy Vicks Vapors when you need more comfort for yourself. Use as directed.
Too many tools, too much stress, and way too many bills.
Odoo replaces it all. One connected platform for every part of your business, so you can work faster, smarter, and for less. Odoo, the only software you'll ever need. Try it free today at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
Mnexspike COVID-19 vaccine mRNA by Moderna has arrived. To learn more and find it near you, visit mnexspike.com. That's MNEXSPIKE.com.
Today, we're constantly taking photos and videos to remember our favorite moments. But what about those captured before the smartphone? What about the memories tucked away on aging VHS tapes, film reels, or in fading photos?
These cherished memories are fading away with time, vulnerable to threats like heat, moisture, and mold. But fear not, there's a solution to safeguard your legacy. Hi, I'm Adam.
And I'm Nick. Together, we founded Legacy Box over a decade ago with one mission: to bring your memories into the 21st century.
It's time to bid farewell to old tapes you can't watch and faded photos. Legacy Box transforms them into digital treasures, ready to share with a click.
Just like magic, your shoebox of memories is now safely stored in the cloud or on a thumb drive.
Over 1 million families have trusted Legacy Box, so you can rest assured your priceless moments are in good hands.
Don't let your childhood fade away on old tapes. It's time to digitize those priceless moments.
Fast forward into the digital age. Visit legacybox.com/value and unlock 50% off your order. That's legacybox.com/value.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility, he knows keeping the line up and running is a top priority. That's why he chooses Grainger. Because when a drive belt gets damaged, Grainger makes it easy to find the exact specs for the replacement product he needs. And next day delivery helps ensure he'll have everything in place and running like clockwork. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Some things are hard to commit to, like learning how to surf or saving for a family vacation. But one commitment that's easy, switching to Fios Home Internet with a 5-year price lock guarantee. That means 5 great summers of fast, reliable internet at the same low price. All with the Fios 1 gig internet plan. Plus no hidden fees or equipment charges. Call 1-833-VERIZON to switch today. Price guarantee applies to base monthly rate only for new and existing My Home customers.
We've got more sports talk coming up on The Fan.
At Nielsen, fun is in the driver's seat.
Here are the fundamentals that have helped Nielsen Dodge make customers for life. There's always 0 down payment available. We'll always give you up to $1,500 over book value for any trade. If you need credit help, we're here to make it happen. And of course, great deals on any new Jeep, Chrysler, Dodge, or Ram.
Lease a new 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo X 4x4, just $299 a month. Or lease a new 2025 Jeep Wrangler 4-door Willys 4xE, just $399 a month. Or choose from hundreds of quality certified pre-owned vehicles.
Fun is in the driver's seat when you save money.
On Route 10 in East Hanover. Online at NielsenDodge.com. A proud member of the Nielsen Auto Group.
Fun is in the driver's seat.
Drive into fall event.
With approval term 24 months, due sign Cherokee, $38.94, Wrangler, $43.94, tax tag $498, dock and DMV.
Town Fair Tires, New England's largest volume discount tire dealer with over 100 locations. So we sell Michelin tires for the guaranteed lowest price. Like Michelin tires with all-season capabilities and maximum performance. Plus, Town Fair will give you more free services for life on your Michelin tires for longer tread life and reliable traction in both wet and dry conditions. For the guaranteed lowest price on Michelin tires, nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
Hey, it's Jerry Recco. If you're facing hair loss like I am, I would like to share my journey at Great Many, New York City's cutting-edge hair growth studio. Looking to regrow your hair safely and effectively? Forget those risky pills with scary side effects and costly trips to Turkey. At Great Many, they use PRP, regenerative medicine trusted by pro athletes for recovery. It's a natural, non-surgical solution that really works. Check out my journey and visit greatmany.com/fan to learn more and save $200 today. Don't hesitate. Take action now like I have. Go to greatmany.com/fan to book your treatment or get a free consultation.
Talk New York sports here. The Fan.
BT and Sound back on the Fan, 888-808-1019, the number to call. We'll get some calls in here, BT. You know, not only to me is it not fun from our perspective, whether you're a Met fan, Yankee fan, watching these two teams all year long during this, marathon of a regular season. And that's a whole nother debate that we talked about yesterday, a little bit short in the regular season because it doesn't mean as much. I don't feel like it's fun. I also don't feel like, I'm going to focus on the Mets for a second here. I don't feel like they're having fun. We talked about this with Zeal yesterday. Nobody has answers. They're more talented than they were a year ago. Like Soto for Iglesias. Who wouldn't do that? Essentially, look at the other right. Like the pitchers are the same. Okay, they're not performing well, whatever. But nobody has answers for why the Mets have been so inconsistent this year or why it's worse than last year. So to me, it's okay. I am a believer in chemistry, and when you get to the big leagues, a lot of times talent is kind of equal to what would be the separator, or even, and not just baseball, and other sports as well. I'm a big believer in that. The chemistry, having fun, playing together as a team. It's clearly not the way that it was a year ago. I don't know if the Mets are playing together as a team. My guess would be no. Watching them, I don't look at them playing together as a team and having as much fun. That could be in part to what you always talk about. The crown is heavy. Harder to have fun when you're putting the pressure, when you know the pressure's on. Like last year was free and easy. Nobody expected us to do anything. Boom, they take off.
Yeah.
This year it's, what's going on? What's going on? Division, 90-plus wins. What's going on? Maybe that's a factor. So there are a lot of things at play here. Nobody can come up with a legitimate reason. And for me, they are simply not having fun.
They're not, but I could give you 3 definitive reasons why the product doesn't look the same, independent of how they look having fun or not. Number 1, Lindor 24 versus 25. That's 1. Vientos 24 versus 25. That's 2. Manaea 24 versus 25. That's 3.
Yeah, I mean,
so I get it. The things that we can't necessarily quantify, when you know it's good, it's good. Like the vibe.
I think those are great examples. I could counter with, but they didn't have Soto. 40, 30, 100. Like, he's an animal.
Pete's had a better year.
Yeah, I mean, those two alone. Dude, think about it. You got 2 guys that are on the verge of 40. I don't know what Pete's going to end up with here, but, 30-plus homers, and you want to throw Lindor in there, whatever he's done. 100 ribbies. Like, you shouldn't be on the verge of making a playoff spot.
No, they shouldn't. I don't,
10 games back.
Yeah, it's not like they're 2-3 out. I mean, they got smoked.
Losing a division, 5 or 6 even. It's like, all right, well, whatever.
It's over.
They're 10 games
No, it's
back.
over. They got lapped by the Phillies. Did you watch the post game? It's funny because I wanted to watch Sports Night, and then they had the Canyon Hero show on.
Yes.
Which I watched. Some of it was pretty good. I recorded it. But after the Mets post game show with Gary and Todd, I was ready for Sports Night, but it wasn't there.
Right.
And I did watch Lindor post game. Did you hear Francisco Lindor?
Yes, I heard one thing. I didn't watch post game because I was getting ready. I actually taped Sports Night during Canyon of Heroes, so I was getting ready for that. But I did see the clip that they put out there.
Very much, thumb at the chest, taking ownership of his season, of the team. He spoke a little bit about. I don't know if he used the word fun, but it was a very interesting commentary. Really, to me, it's the quote that really captures what's gone wrong with this team this year, and really what's different with him the last however long. I mean, he's not doing much. And as always, he manned up and he owned up and he took real responsibility for it. But after a while, and I've heard Lindor do that in the past, and I respect that. But after a while, how about you don't have to do that every year, and you just consistently from April till now, you just play well.
Or how about he calls out somebody else? It's not just him. Now, I did call him out on Sports Night last night. They asked me, which bat do you want to see going? I said, well, first of all, before I get to that, let me tell you how aggravated I am with this. And then I mentioned Lindor because he's the catalyst. Like, Juan Soto has had historic months. The Mets haven't won when that happens. Lindor dating back to last year, when he goes, they go. I don't know why that is. I don't know how Juan Soto could have a historic month, or the Mets offense puts up big numbers, but they still can't win. When Lindor hits consistently, they win. I want to know why he hasn't been able to do that and why that is the case. So I like that he's pointing the finger at himself. I'd also like him to say, like, they're saying a lot of the same things. Soto says it. Lindor says it. Mendy says it. It's repetitive. Oh, the inconsistency. I don't know about the inconsistency.
We have the talent.
We're trying to play for each other. Blah, 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 blah. I'm hearing you say you got to play for each other, and I'm hearing you say that you're good, and when I'm watching it, I'm not seeing that you're playing for each other and that you're good. Something's not adding up here. Figure it out. I'm not there. I can't do it. They need to figure it out.
Do you think there's any resentment? Now, this is a massive conversation and a totally different topic. Do you think there's any resentment what Soto got versus what Pete got versus whatever else might be going on there? I don't know.
I don't know. I think it's fair to bring that up. I mean, clearly they're not, like, does it look to you like they're having fun when they play baseball?
Not one bit.
Now, again, it could be pressure. We talked about it before. I don't know. Maybe there is some of that. I would hope by now they're over that, even if that was there initially. This guy comes in here with his... I told you... Now, I love Soto. I told you there's a little bit of Parkman vibes with him. Remember Jack Parkman, Major League 2, when he comes in. So, and when he goes, the Mets don't go, which is hard to believe. And he's filling the box score every single night with all these incredible numbers. Going to be a historic season. But how come it hasn't correlated in the win column? It doesn't make any sense to me.
Part of it is I just gave you the reasons, 3 of them, because Lindor hasn't been as good. Neither is Vientos. Neither is Minaya.
I think then Lindor is the key because he's the one constant. Like you could say that Alonso's better year and Soto compensates for Vientos' down year. What was the other ones that you referenced?
Vientos and Minaya. And Lindor.
Yeah.
But, and then you also take away Iglesias. Of course, you would substitute Soto for Iglesias, but Lindor, Vientos, Minaya, plus Iglesias, that adds up to a lot. It's some things that we can look at numbers-wise and some things we can't. There was just a different energy last year. I don't know. If Lindor and Vientos had bigger seasons and more consistent seasons, would they be having more fun? See, that's what's so impossible to get to the bottom of. I don't know. What comes first, chemistry and then results, or results and then the chemistry is born because everybody's feeling good based on the results? I don't know, but it's not really my job to figure it out. It's Mendy's and it's theirs.
Correct.
Figure it out.
And I love Mendy, but it's on him. Like, if there is any kind of issue going on or pressure, like, it's on him to kind of alleviate that pressure. Now, he's feeling it as well. You've got to be feeling that. They're all feeling it. The difference last year is there were zero expectation going into the year, certainly the way that they started. And then they basically just said, bleep it. J.D. Martinez said, well, we're going to lose. What's the difference? They're going to hate us anyway because we keep losing, so just let it go out there and rip. And then they took off. So it was kind of like that popped the balloon of pressure, and they went and took off. And everybody got behind it. It became this fun, energetic, magical ride. This year, it's been a little tight here. Like, hey, all right, this is real now. The payroll is what it is. They brought in the big boy with Soto, not the loosey-goosey, fun vibes, magical carpet ride that they were on last year. You got the talent, go out there and do it. And they have not handled that well. Why? I don't know, but they have not, to date, handled it well, and they know it too.
Well, they haven't handled it well, but have they not handled it well because of the pressure, which I pointed to, or have they not handled it well in terms of results because they're not as good as we think? Or as good as we thought they would be.
Maybe it's a combination. Maybe it's a combination of everything there. Sports Talk on WFAN is presented by Paramount Plus. Sylvester Stallone is back in the original hit series Tulsa King. This season, Dwight faces his most dangerous adversaries yet, forcing him to fight for everything he's built and protect his empire. Stream the new season of Tulsa King on Sunday, September 21st, exclusively on Paramount Plus. Pablo is in Miami. What's up, Pablo?
Hey, how you doing, guys?
Good.
What's up, buddy?
Awesome. Hey, real quick, I've been hearing you guys talk about all these issues that the Mets are having, and one thing that I wanted to put in perspective is, like, I think they have become complacent. For example, there's a lot of veterans there that are not showing like this hustle, this type of aggressive mentality. In the sense, for example, I see Pete Alonso, Starling Marte take, the first strike, sometimes the second strike, right down the middle, and I'm like, what are you looking for? If you remember correctly, one of the first things that they teach you when you are in little leagues and stuff like that is to always be ready to hit fastball and to react to off-speed pitches. And I don't understand why they don't keep doing that in the majors. Why are you guessing of what they are throwing at you? If you're always ready to hit a fastball, you can always react to a breaking pitch, and you can adjust, and you can hit the ball and put the ball in play. Like the other day, I don't understand how you have the tying run on third base with one out, and you cannot score that run because you're striking out, because you're guessing.
Pablo, you're talking about McNeil's at bat, and then obviously Alvarez, right? McNeil had a good at bat. He battled, whistled one down the first base line, hit the umpire, so he's obviously exonerated. Now, he used the word complacent, and I wrote it down, and I wanted to give him a chance to talk there. He used the word complacent, but then he went into, like, pitch recognition and all the other stuff that he hit, adjusted the curveball. That's not complacency. That's actually a baseball reaction. So, to me, when I hear the word complacency, or I think about a team starting a season in a complacent manner, maybe you win the championship the year before and there's a hangover the next season. I don't think it's complacency with the Mets, but if there is, then it's completely off-putting and misplaced, because usually when you're in the league championship series or the Eastern Conference Finals in the NBA or the last round, the Eastern with the Rangers a couple of years ago, So you should be the opposite of complacent the next year if you just fell short of the ultimate barrier, the championship. I don't think it's complacency with the Mets, do you?
I think no, not at all. I think that's the wrong word, complacency. I don't think they're complacent. I think they want it. I think either one of two things are happening. They're not good enough to go get what they want, which I don't truly believe. You know why I don't believe that? Because I believe they're better than this. I've never fully believed in this core, certainly pre-Juan Soto. But that's talking about World Series level. And even me not believing in this core, they got to the NLCS a year ago, right? So they had success in the postseason. So I do believe that they have much better talent than what the results have shown this year. That's like they should be better than what they are. So when that happens, why is that the case? Like, you want to say that, okay, well, Vientos isn't any good or this guy's not good. Yeah, sure, that's like big picture, deeper stuff. But to be where they are now, barely hanging on to a playoff spot, they should be better than that. And I believe it's more than just, well, they don't have the proper talent. The numbers are there for a lot of the guys. Mm-hmm. You could look at the pitching staff and say the same. Like, I didn't think the pitching staff was any good a year ago, but yet look at what they got. Even this year, we certainly didn't think the pitching staff was any good this year, and it was highly successful to June 13th. So something is wrong. And by the way, to go a little bit deeper, like the hitting coach, the pitching coach, all these guys that were getting accolades for certain things, specifically Hefner, and I'm not trying to call for guys' jobs, but like the pitching is falling apart here. Mm-hmm. Somebody's got to figure it out. And if you don't, then somebody's going to have to pay the price. Like, I don't want to hear about Boy Wonder anymore, whether it's Blake with the Yankees or Hefner with the Mets. When you get the results that Hefner has got with this Mets pitching staff, which has been disastrous, somebody's got to pay the price at some point.
The only Met coach who's doing his job is the first base coach. He's doing his job well. I mean, he's amazing over there, what they've done stealing bases. You know, the more I listen to you and the more I think about this, and I thought this a little bit last year for sure, like many of us. I thought this at certain spurts this year. I don't think they're as good as we think that they are.
But they should be better than this.
Yeah, no, I do agree. I do, but like marginally better. Like, they didn't win 98 games last year. They won 89. Yep. They backdoored into the playoffs. Then they got hot. Then they beat the Phillies. Then you saw the massive disparity with the Dodgers, gave up a lot of runs. But so it was a sub-90 win team that went on a nice run that was really fun for Met fans and really impressive from my perspective. And now here we are the next year. You know, you're hoping that you get to 85, 86, scratch out that third wild card. Sometimes you got to look at the sheer volume of wins and understand, well, there's a reason for that. And when you only win 89 and then maybe this year 85, 86, it's probably because there's a lot of areas that are either average or slightly below average, despite the admitted star power in other areas, which when you have like 2 or 3 megastars, it tends to elevate the perception. Oh, we got this, we got that, we got this, we're good. But then you gloss over or you minimize the 3, 4, 5, 6 other areas that are deficient. And when you play every night, the deficiencies have more of a chance to pop up.
I agree 100%. However, they still should be better than this. That's all that I'm saying. Like, dude, I mean, come on, they're losing 5 in a row here. What's going on? You like win a game. 1-4 in the last 5 would be bad enough in a chase for a playoff spot. Losing 5 in a row, getting blasted by the Pirates the way that they did months ago, going into that major rut, like they should be better than that. They have enough talent to where they should be better than that. Now, fundamentally, though, I agree with your point where you could question Nimmo, you could question Vientos.
Center field's been a black hole all season.
You certainly question the entire pitching staff.
The catchers.
I
mean, there's a lot of problems I'm just ripping off here.
I get it. Yeah. I understand the inconsistencies of Lindor, Nimmo, like all that, even the star players. BT and Sal on the Fan Warrior calls when we come back.
Yep, mixing the Yankees as well a little bit here coming up next hour. 888-808-1019 is the number, of course. Hey, September's Prostate Cancer Awareness Month. Men, please get screened. Listen, it's not fun, but it's necessary. It's a simple blood test, actually, and then when you get detected early, the survival rate of nearly all cases increases to 99%, which is amazing. The Yankees, Montefiore, and Fans for the Cure will have a free screening at the stadium coming up on September 25th, which is great. So if you go into the game, just stop over, take care of business, and stay healthy. Everybody who gets screened gets a voucher for 2 tickets to a 2026 game. For more information, visit fansforthecure.org.
It's Evan and Tiki. Afternoons on the Fan 101.9 FM.
I wouldn't start Jackson Dart. I wouldn't even consider it.
No, me and you both.
Yes.
I told you he wouldn't play all year long.
And ideally, he wouldn't, especially after only 1 week. And that's not to exonerate Russell Wilson. He played like crap.
Listen to Evan and Tiki on demand on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
This is Boomer Esiason with an Odyssey Sports Minute. Sponsored by Metal Supermarkets, the convenience stores for metal. Find a store at metalsupermarkets.com. As Washington visits Green Bay tonight, Ken Jaden Daniels handled the Packers' newfound pass rush turbocharged by both Micah Parsons and Rashawn Gary. And can the pack contain Daniels and Deebo Samuel? Jordan Love had a very solid opening game. I do expect Green Bay to hold on to win and cover 31-27. I'm Boomer Esiason.
At Napa, we've spent the last 100 years building our business into an engine that powers yours. Whether you're big or small, national or local, Napa has the automotive solutions your business needs to stay moving. And it's all driven by a nationwide network of quality parts and exceptional service on one mission: to keep your business moving full speed ahead. That's why we are the pros that know.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. All so that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, New Jersey, the Mega Millions jackpot is up to $381 million. Who couldn't use a little extra money in their pockets? Get your tickets today. Anything can happen in Jersey.
Lunch was great. Greenwich Village is a fun spot.
Can we stop at a bathroom?
Are you all right?
I keep having stomach issues after eating, like diarrhea, gas and bloating, abdominal pain, and sometimes oily stools.
Sound familiar? Those stomach issues may actually be a pancreas issue called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. Creon pancrelipase may help manage EPI. Creon is a prescription medicine used to treat people who can't digest food normally because their pancreas doesn't make enough enzymes.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall, if you are allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor and always with food. Do not chew capsules as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon. Call 800-633-9110 or visit creoninfo.com to learn more. That's CREONinfo.com.
I'm asking my doctor about EPI and if Creon could help.
Rutgers football is back in Piscataway throughout the rest of the fall. Don't miss a moment. This is Coach Shiano. Keep chopping and join the fun on the Rutgers Boardwalk. Free rides, games, entertainment, parades, and more, all before every home game. It's all free family fun at the Rutgers Boardwalk. Visit us online at scarletknights.com. Don't miss a moment. See Coach Shiano and the Rutgers football team all fall long at SHI Stadium.
Get ready for more BT and Sal on the Fan.
All right, here we go with Thursday night action. This is Chris Hodge from TakingVegas.com. Washington Green Bay tonight is absolutely free on the text line. All you have to do is text the word WIN to the number 545454. Automatically, you will receive tonight's winner between Washington and Green Bay. No questions asked. Just text the word WIN to the number 545454. And guess what? For Saturday, we have another false favorite lined up, a money dog, an outright underdog winner, just like Texas State last week. That was plus 160, and the game we have on Saturday is bigger than that. You're going to get that for free as well. So it starts off Washington, Green Bay, Thursday Night Football for free. If you're going to gamble, make some money. Text the word WIN to the number 545454 and get that false favorite on Saturday for free as well. Text WIN to the number 545454.
Tune in to the BT and Sal Show weekdays from 10 to 2 on The Fan, presented by your Tri-State Cadillac dealers. Cadillac is the official luxury vehicle of the New York Mets.
Recovering from an addiction is an individual accomplishment. A young mother who chose recovery to care for her family. A high school athlete overcoming opioid addiction. A couple celebrating his recovery. Everyone's recovery is different, and there's no shame in asking for help. Call 844-REACH-NJ. Trained counselors are available 24/7 to help you find the recovery option that's best for you. Tell us your story, and let's begin your recovery today. A message from New Jersey Human Services.
Get ready for the concert event of the summer. On the road again. Catch Willie Nelson and family. Bob Dylan. Cheryl Crow.
September 13th, PNC Bank Arts Center. Get access to preferred tickets with your City card. For tickets and more, go to LiveNation.com and OutlawMusicFestival.com.
Town Fair Tire became New England's #1 discount tire dealer by giving you the absolute lowest prices guaranteed. And with over 100 stores from Connecticut to Maine, we'll beat anybody's price. Other dealers, we beat them. Warehouse clubs, we beat them. Online sites, we beat them all every day. So remember, for the absolute guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires, nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Discount prices, Town Fair Tire. Get connected with WFAN to talk about your favorite teams. The Fan on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
BT and Sal back on the Fan here. Wendy's Turning Point here. Yankees, the official hamburger of the Yankees. Of course, Wendy's. First one to identify last night's turning point of the game. I mean, this bullpen, dude, what the hell is going on the last few nights at the stadium? 866-540-WFAN. That's 866-540-9326. 2 pairs of tickets to an upcoming 2025 Yankees regular season game. And it's all from your flagship station for Yankees baseball, The Fan. So, you know, a lot of Met fans are confounded with the Mets. I am suddenly very confounded again with the Yankees because, you know, you go back a few series, they swept the Nats as you're supposed to. They won 3 or 4 against the White Sox as you're supposed to. They won 2 and 3 out of Houston, where they generally play well, Houston, despite the efforts of that dopey umpire with the Boston bias. Then they win in both games. Then they win 2 out of 3 against the Jays. And here I am sitting there saying, all right, I know the Tigers are a good team, not a great team, but good. They missed Skubal, has not pitched this series. He's not pitching tonight. And the last 2 nights, the Yankees have been bamboozled 23-3.
Yeah, it's not even about the loss. It's about how they're losing these games and the way that it gets away from them. It's been ugly. But again, BT, I still believe with their soft schedule, they could still win the division. The Blue Jays broadcasters have been running their mouth all year long. The Yankees somehow the Yankees, who can't play baseball and are a bad baseball team, took 2 out of 3 from the Blue Jays, where all they had to do was really win 2 out of 3 and keep the Yankees at bay. I still don't believe in Toronto. Now, I don't believe the Yankees are very good long term, but I still do believe they're better than the Blue Jays and are going to win that division. And in a week or two, we're going to feel totally different about this team going into the postseason, with also understanding that the bullpen has major issues, the defense has major issues, they're inconsistent, they're sloppy, but if they get hot offensively, that could carry them to the World Series.
I'd like to see Judge join the party again. You know, we all know he's not 100% here. That's obvious. But, you know, he's been quiet. He's had a few home runs since he came back, but nothing like prolonged where you're like, oh, yeah, Judge is locked in for 3 straight games or even 2 straight games or, you know, even more than 3. So that's missing. So, yeah, I mean, I understand what the schedule is. Baltimore's played a lot better baseball the last couple of months here. So, you know, we keep saying, well, you got the Orioles and the White Sox, and you should handle them. And they should. And if you don't, that's a different set of problems. But before we get to that, we've got this weekend coming up.
Yeah.
And the Yankees are playing 3 up in Boston. The Yankees have played awful baseball, as bad against the Red Sox as anybody that they played this year. And, you know, you've got Schlittler tonight. And hopefully Schlittler bounces back after a very rough outing. I love the kid, but he was very, very bad the other night. I think he'll pitch well tonight. But you look at the 3 games in Boston, Heel, Fried. Okay, you're good with that. But then Sunday Night Baseball, you've got Garrett Crochet going for the Boston Red Sox and Will Warren, who has good stuff, but is not Garrett Crochet. So if the Yankees don't wake out of the slumber tonight, or even if they do and they get punked up in Boston 2 out of 3 or swept, I mean, now you start to, I don't care who you're playing. You can play the Bananas or whomever. Like, if the Yankees don't have a good weekend up in Boston, you could begin to think that this wild card situation goes down to the last series of the year.
See, that's where I disagree. Now, we can have the conversation about whether obviously you want to win the division, but whether that really makes that big of a difference as it pertains to the Yankees or really anybody, because it's been proven that it really doesn't make that big of a difference. I'd be stunned if come on, they're not going to miss the playoffs. The Rangers, although the Rangers do play the Mets this weekend.
I know.
No, the Rangers are, right now they're what, 5 games
77 and 70, game and a half behind that last spot with Seattle. I'm not worried about the Guardians. Like, I stopped with them, obviously. But the Rangers, I mean, listen, they're playing pretty good ball. Well, they won 7 of 10. They have obviously some good pitching. I mean, I expect them to play pretty well against the Mets. I would think that they'll rack up a couple of wins there. And to my point, if the Yankees have a rough series and tonight doesn't go well, the numbers change. The math changes at least a little where you got to see it, where I would have to stop saying, oh, the Yanks are a lock for the playoffs.
They're 5 ahead in the loss column over the Rangers.
I understand
That's
that.
a pretty big
It's a
deal.
big number. I get it.
3 in the win column, 5 in the loss column there. Like, and plus, all right, I'll give you the Rangers. Are we really then worried about Seattle? Like, even see if the Rangers pass anybody, it's going to be Seattle. They're right there, a game and a half behind them.
Yeah, but here's the thing. You don't want to have to play all these road games in the wild card. I mean, listen.
Right, at least the first wild card, you get the 3 home games.
Yeah, I mean, for the Yankees and the Mets will, in all probability, if they hang on and make it.
No, they're going to be the last team in.
Yeah, they're playing all the games on the road. I mean, for the Yankees, are you kidding me? To go and play 3 wild card games on the road, whether it's Boston, whether it's Detroit, wherever, I don't even know where it would be. Houston. Like, that's not comforting, and that's not acceptable.
By the way, I still believe, just because you mentioned the Mets there, they could still catch the Padres. Now, obviously, they got to start winning games. There's 16 games to go. Like, at some point, you got to start winning games. But assuming that they don't totally fold and lose every game from here on out, they do play the Padres head-to-head. The Padres are their own free-for-all themselves, and it is just 3 games. So a lot could change. Like, that's what we could be going nuts about these teams. All of a sudden, in literally a week, the Yankees could be in first place, and the Mets could be in the second wild card spot.
Okay, I agree with that, and that's common ground. I think if anybody does not have that, I would say, well, you've got to invest a little more belief in numbers because the math says what it is, right? However, you got to at least grant me this. I mean, think about where we were as recently as a week ago. We're sitting here saying, Yanks are a lock, Mets are fine.
Yeah, right, I know.
We were
but
still.
That's what I mean. So it changed.
But it doesn't mean that there's not another layer where it can continue to shift south.
But
we've already shifted 1 layer down.
I'm not saying it can't. Anything is possible. All I'm saying is there's been such a roller coaster ride, the ebbs and flows, the ups and downs, that one week it's like, oh, God, the Yankees are going to miss the playoffs. The next week it's like Yankees are going to win the division. Next week, oh, I don't know, the playoffs might be in doubt. Same thing with the Mets. Oh, you know what? They're dead before the Phillies series. They sweep the Phillies. Oh, they're back in the division hunt. Then they lose 5 in a row. Now it's like, oh, the division's definitively over. But now they're going to miss the wild card spot as well. Like, in a week, if the Mets win 2 games or 3 games here in a row, I think that puts the playoff doubt to bed, at least for now. I think there's still games that follow it. The same thing with the Yankees. Yankees get a win tonight and all of a sudden have success against the Red Sox, and then we're back on to thinking division. So I'm with you. It could go either way. It has gone both ways for both teams this year. We're also, though, a week away from it being, all right, exhale. And when the dust settles, potentially the Mets could be in the second wild card spot, and the Yankees could be division winners. Or they could both be out.
Okay, so think about this. Let me at least throw an ounce of positivity. It's true. Let me throw an ounce of positivity out here, right? Because we've said we'll get back to the calls, obviously.
Yeah.
Next hour, we'll pound them. And we have Wayne Chrebet next hour coming up. Little Jets as well, which would be great. Number 80, one of my all-time favorite Jets. So that'll be fun. The thing that these teams have shown, well, they've shown us a lot. Maddening inconsistencies and all the other issues, right? But the one thing that the Yanks and the Mets have both shown us is that when they are on the precipice of implosion, base running gaffes, extended losing streaks, getting whacked 11-1, 11-2, 12-3, losing to teams you have no business losing to, both teams have responded at several points this year.
I think it's a great point because they've come to the brink of disaster. Yankees holding on to that final wild card spot, whatever it was. Mets, same thing. And then they get some breathing. Or they come back to the top of the ocean or the top of the pool, whatever. So that's why it's hard to officially. Now, let's say the Mets do fall 2 games back of a playoff spot. That's going to be a little different. And by the way, it's going to take a few games to get there. So by that point, now the schedule remains. It's less of a
13
schedule.
games left. There's 12
games.
games. Yeah.
But then maybe there's real reason to panic. But to date, once they've gotten right there, flirting with danger, they've been able to build off of that. Same thing with the Yanks. So, yes, dude, it's been a frustrating,
what a ride,
non-fun season. BT and Sal on the fair. We'll get back to your calls on the other side, 888-808-1019.
Swing on a drive deep to left. Got a chance. Giddy up, baby.
It's Thursday night baseball in the Bronx with the Yankees and Tigers. 7:05 tonight. Driven by Jeep.
And it is gone.
That was an extraordinary play.
Susan Waldman and Dave Sims call all the action on the home of Yankees baseball. The Fan. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
Hey, it's Tiki. Are you looking to enhance your home experience? Discover the new Sloman's Shield Link, the ultimate all-in-one ecosystem for integrating your smart devices with the Sloman's Shield. Sloman's Shield Link takes everyday routines and actions based on your preferences and connects other devices to react based on your actions. Imagine arriving at home at night and your lights, favorite music, and TV turn on as you enter your home. Whether you want your thermostats to turn down when you turn on your alarm or automatically lock your doors and ensure your security lighting is on. These scenarios are a reality with the Sloman ShieldLink integration platform. The Sloman's ShieldLink is compatible with devices you already have in your home. Sloman's includes installation for all devices. Plus, they offer 24/7 support. Whether you need to troubleshoot a problem or want to add programming, you can call at any time. Embrace the future of home living by calling 1-800-ALARM-ME today or visit SlomanShieldLink.com to get the Sloman's ShieldLink.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part? They accept Discover.
Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right, so we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2025 Nielsen report.
Let's go!
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Make cancer screening a part of your annual healthcare routine. New York Presbyterian offers a full range of cancer screenings, including lung, cervical, prostate, colorectal, breast, and more. Regular cancer screenings could save your life by detecting cancer at its earliest, most treatable stages. Screenings are available across New York City and Westchester. Learn more at nyp.org/cancer screening. Stay amazing. New York Presbyterian.
We're always talking New York sports on The Fan.
FanDuel is getting you ready for kickoff with an offer you won't want to miss. New customers can bet just $5 and get $300 in bonus bets if you win. That's right. Pick a bet $5, and if it wins, you'll unlock $300 in bonus bets to use all across the app. You can build parlays, bet player props, ride the live lines. Whatever your style, FanDuel has you covered. The NFL season is finally here. The only question is, are you ready to play? Visit FanDuel.com/Gio. That's G-I-O to download the FanDuel app today and get started. That's FanDuel.com/Gio. We just love the app around here. It's safe and secure. When you win, you get paid instantly. FanDuel Sportsbook is the official partner of WFAN. 21 and over and physically present in New York. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issues, non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help with the gambling problem, go 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
mNEXSpike COVID-19 vaccine mRNA by Moderna is now available and easy to find near you. To learn more, visit mNEXSpike.com. That's mNEXSPIKE.com.
Run or walk with Giants legends. The Giants Foundation will host a 5K race and kids run presented by Quest on Sunday, October 26th at 9 a.m. at MetLife Stadium. Net proceeds will benefit the Giants Foundation. All participants will receive a commemorative t-shirt, and after the race, stay for a post-race festival with appearances by Giants legends and a live DJ. Register now at Giants.com/5K. The Giants Foundation is a 501c3 nonprofit corporation.
When your reputation's on the line, you don't leave anything to chance, especially your primer. Painters trust Kills primers for a smooth start, strong adhesion, and serious stain blocking power. And now, the full Kills lineup is available exclusively at the Home Depot. Need it fast? Get same day or next day delivery, or order online and pick up in store. Kills primers. Pro results faster. The Home Depot. If you're a pro, you know.
Diving for that grounder got you grounded? Oof, we've got specialists for that. Layup, take you down? We've got specialists for that. With 45 Castle Connolly top doctors, Orland & Cohen specialists are considered among the best in the nation by their peers, which can mean a better outcome for you. From Staten Island to Southampton, Our network is open 7 days a week, so you can feel better faster. Visit OrlandCohen.com.
Our friends at Town Fair Tire remind you that at Town Fair Tire, you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Get the latest on the Giants and Jets on WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1, New York, and Odyssey Sports Station.
WFAN Sports Flash.
And this report brought to you by Moderna. Another lousy night for the Mets and their bullpen and their starter that can't go 5 innings or more. Max Kepler drove in 5. 11-3 was the final last night at Citizens Bank Ballpark. The numbers starting to add up. Mets have lost 5 in a row, 8 of 11. They're only 2 games clear now of both the Giants and Reds for the third wild card spot. Francisco Lindor, who is still searching for a base hit in this series, says we still have everything in front of us.
We're still in a position that we can make the year look completely different. And everyone here, it's pushing towards that, fighting to try to get on that wave and just ride it as long as we can. You know, it's basically the game of momentum, and we haven't been able to capitalize on the times that we have had the momentum.
Mets will try to avoid the sweep tonight. David Peterson takes on Jesus Luzardo on Mets Odyssey Radio at 7:15. On the Fan, Yankees will try to avoid the sweep to the Tigers. They lost 11-1, and when you think they led 2-0 2 nights ago, they've been outscored 23-1 since. Riley Green, Kerry Carpenter, Colt Keith with 2-run homers last night for Detroit. Series finale this evening, Cam Schlittler taking on Tyler Holton. Again, the bullpen not good last night. Daboll, Hill, and Weaver all struggled in relief. Tonight, week 2 in the NFL opens with the Packers taking on the Commanders from Green Bay. This report brought to you by Motion Sports Medicine. Is pain stopping you from doing what you love? Physical therapists at Motion create a personalized plan that can get you moving safely and confidently again. No referral needed. Most insurance is accepted. Find a location near you and schedule an appointment today at Motion PTG. It is currently 72 in Central Park, and that's what's happening. I'm Jerry Recco on WFAN, now streaming our podcasts on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Get the scuttlebutt on your favorite team, the Fan, on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
He's out back on the Fan, so during that break, I went to go to the bathroom. I went to get some popcorn. Well, so I saw yeah, exactly. Took a shower. I saw Hoff BT as I was walking out to go to the bathroom, and then I forgot my ID, by the way, so it was hard for me to get back in. But anyway, I saw Hoff having a bag of popcorn. I was like, oh, okay, that's interesting at 10:54, whatever it is. And then I go out in the newsroom, and somebody brought like a box of these little popcorn bags. So I was like, oh, okay, there was like 4 left. And I grabbed one. I grabbed a white cheddar popcorn thing. And then I came back in here and I felt bad because he was eating it. Hoff, what flavor did you go with, by the way?
I went with the sweet and salty.
Okay, how is it? Is it all right?
It's amazing.
Yeah, popcorn too early for me at this particular point, but I'm thinking later, nice
I can
healthy
eat it at
snack.
7 in the morning.
It's popped with avocado oil, so all good. So then I come in, I'm like, hey, you want some popcorn out there? You're like, yeah, if there's anything cheddar, let me know. So I go out there, and of course, there's only 2 left. There was a movie theater butter popcorn, but I felt guilt because I have the white cheddar in hand. Being the good friend that I am.
You hand it over?
Yeah, you can have the white cheddar.
Boy, Sal.
That's a good teammate.
Look at this.
Now, Hoff's mad at me. He goes, stand your ground. Stand your ground.
I said, it's like, dude, you got there first. You offered to get him popcorn. They didn't have what he wanted.
I do like white cheddar, but I'm also a movie theater butter. Like, I like plain popcorn as well.
I do too.
Oh, I didn't know that, but you like the white cheddar better.
I like the white cheddar better, but I'll tell you, I love going to the movies, and you went to the movies like a month ago, right? With your wife. You went to see, what you guys see?
We saw
Yeah.
It was good.
I just drown it in popcorn. Like, it's infrequently that I go.
Butter? You do?
No, pardon me. I drown it. Yes, I drown the popcorn with butter. I don't drown the popcorn with popcorn. And a little salt, too. I just go full, Mike balls to the wall, unhealthy.
Interesting.
Totally.
I'm opposite, so I could eat the plain. Anyway, this is me being a good, unselfish
I appreciate
teammate.
that. Thank you, Sal.
Unlike Juan Soto. Now, everybody at this point. You know how much I love Juan Soto.
No.
However, and there's legit reason for it. Like, the first thing I love about him is that he's got an enormous...
That needle's pretty high on the sackometer?
Yeah, exactly. The intestinal fortitude, as Gorilla Monsoon would
He's a
say.
ball. He's a killer.
That's what I love about him. Mets haven't had enough of this. Why Harvey was my favorite. Like, I love that about Juan Soto. Oh, by the way, you combine that with the production that has basically never been seen before from a Mets franchise perspective. So I love that. However, and we didn't do any of this yesterday. It was because the Mets they got blown out, and we weren't really diving into the nuance of the game. And I didn't really think it was a huge deal. But two things have happened since. Number one, that play, and then last night hitting a solo home run. That, again, to me, Soto celebrated where it shouldn't have been that big of a deal. I am getting the feeling, based off of did you see when he stole his 30th base?
I didn't see it in real time. I know what happened.
Okay.
Yeah.
He stole his 30th base the other night. The Mets are down 7 runs, 5, whatever it is, and he steals third base with 2 outs. Now, that's a no-no on any level possible, right? Fight me off. Like, where's the... You and I could disagree on swinging 3-0. We could disagree on bunting in certain situations. There's no way anybody ever associated with the game of baseball 50 years ago, 20 years ago, today, would say that stealing third base with 2 outs, down 7 runs, is a good baseball play. Right? Is that like... It's not even up for debate.
There's no way you should do it. You're going to score on a base hit no matter what.
And he did it, and I believe fully he did it because he wanted 30, and he's going to do whatever he can to get to 40. And then again last night in a blowout game, he hits a solo homer, and I'm getting the sense that Soto is okay because the box score, as according to him, is fine. Whether they won or lost, and by the way, he's not the only player to do this, but he's the highest profile guy. And it's starting to bother me that Juan Soto, to me, has been a selfish player when the Mets are in dire straits as a ball club.
Are there other examples that pop up? No, that's a strong sentiment there. I feel you on the down 7 trying to steal third. That's just ridiculous.
Well, let me ask you, do you, just your gut feel, do you believe Juan Soto cares more about winning or care about his individual numbers?
I've said this before. I think that Juan Soto, and he's not alone to be fair,
right,
but Juan Soto is the kind of player, if he goes 3 for 5 with a bomb and a double and a couple of ribbies and the Mets lose, he's okay.
Yeah, other guys are like that as well, so it's not picking on Soto, but I have to be fair. I love Juan Soto. I wanted him more than anybody. I'm glad that he's here. I have said many times over, if it had to be Soto or everybody else, I'm taking Soto. However, I cannot stand for those selfish actions while the team is in a freefall. Like, that can't happen. You cannot be trying to steal third base with 2 outs and the team down 7 runs. Like, that's stupid. And then the solo homers, not that you've got to just put your head down and not take any joy, but... Yeah, and there is a fine line. I'm not trying to make players not have fun, but I don't get the sense that Soto's bothered that the team is losing because he's doing well. And at the end of it, he can just sit back and say, well, I had 40-30 or I had 40-40, whatever he ends up with. I did my job. Nobody else did theirs. That's not the winning attitude. So I don't know what the problem is, but his actions on the baseball field, well, you want to go back to the Boston stuff and not running it out. Now, I gave him a pass on that. It was early on in the season. I'm thinking he's still getting, his legs under him here. He's still getting acclimated. I'll give him a pass. So when I criticize him, it's with merit. That's inexcusable what he did the other night. And then to follow it up last night, I'm not saying you can't hit a home run, but it just felt like there was joy from Soto when I want to throw the water bottle that I'm drinking through the TV because the team's again getting pasted and embarrassed by the Phillies. Soto's doing his thing around the bases because he had a meaningless solo home run.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's like being down by 22 and you hit a 3 with like 1.7 seconds to go and you're flexing and you're throwing 3 fingers up the court. Yeah, I don't love that. The home run to me is a little different than the stolen base. That is clear greed or selfishness. Listen, what he's having from the stolen base perspective is very interesting because there's been players, and I'll do this from time to time, like, taking a player that I know, and I don't mean like a Ruth or a Mays or an Aaron or a Mantle or DiMaggio, like most of the stats I kind of know. I mean somebody that maybe like a Greenberg or an Honus Wagner, like just out of curiosity, go and look at their database of stats and like try to find something that surprises me. I'm like, oh, wow, this player had 22 triples, or, oh, wow, this guy never stole. I thought he was faster than that. Let's not be fooled by Juan Soto's stolen base total this year. He stole 6 bases when he was 22 years of age. He stole 6 when he was 23. His high was 12 coming in. The game has changed. Obviously, now, that doesn't mean you can't take advantage of it, but I do believe that he is obsessed with anything that can elevate him in a way to get a little separation from some of his modern peers.
He's obsessed with the stats.
He's obsessed with the stats. And by the way, Sal, should this be a real surprise? Because, and you were the first one to say this, you said Juan Soto is going to take Juan Soto's all about the money. Right. You said that before when he was still a Yankee, when we didn't really know for sure where he was going to go, even though you always thought he was going to be a Met. I wasn't sure. You said it's the money. And I was like, well, and then eventually I came around on that, but I'm like, I don't know. Maybe he's really loving the Bronx and Judge and the vibe and the World Series and right field and the creatures. It was all about the money. So if it's all about the money, why wouldn't it be all about the stats?
Correct, but I'm okay with it as long as they're winning. So that's what's bothering me the wrong way, where now you're getting toward the end of the year, and he's like stealing that base the other night was clearly a pad the stats move.
He's chasing.
I'm trying to steal as many bases as possible so I could get to 40-30, potentially 40-40.
I know.
Like 100%. That nobody can even dispute that. Soto himself wouldn't, and that's why I love him, is because he looked me in the face and say, yeah, I wanted to steal the 30 bases. What are you going to do about it? And I'm like, well, nothing. But I want to see them win. So when they're losing and he's doing that nonsense, or when they're losing and he hits a home run and still celebrates it, again, I'm not saying it's a very fine line, because I'm not saying you shouldn't celebrate an accomplishment. Hitting his 39th home run, like that is an accomplishment. However, I just get the feel. If I said this months ago that I'm getting Jack Parkman vibes, Major League 2, and then you're seeing this play out where the guy steals third base with 2 outs and the team down 7 runs, and then you see the celebrations after the homers because you know he's getting close to 40. He did it last year with the Yankees where he celebrated when he hit the home run. I forget, was it Chicago? Where it was when he finally hit the home run in all the ballparks in baseball.
I think it was Chicago. I think you're right.
It was a big deal for him. Oh, now I hit a home run in every ballpark, like check the box. So a part of me likes that, but when the team is losing, the team is losing in this particular way, that's where I have a problem. Filling the box score is great in the postseason. You want to go out there, get on base, hit your home runs, get your numbers, whatever it may be. And he's been a proven commodity and a beast dating back to 2019, winning the World Series with the Nationals. I do believe Juan Soto, unfortunately, is a selfish player. And how could you not think that might not have had the best of impact on this team that played so well together a year ago?
Well, think about the word on the street with what went down with San Diego. Not saying it's his fault because I wasn't there, but you know, he's had a nomadic, transient baseball career. And part of it's circumstantial. I'm not trying to be unfair to Juan. Like, you know, the Nationals owner died. The San Diego Padres owner died. Otherwise, there's a thought maybe he would have stayed there because the owner would have coughed up the money. And obviously, when you get drafted and you're a young kid, you're in the World Series at the age of 19, you don't control anything. They control you. So you couldn't leave Washington until you could. So, 5 years there, then a minute with the Padres, then a minute with the Yankees. Now he signs the 15-year deal with the Mets here. But I am of the belief that he's going to get antsy. And by the way, if the Mets don't win and the production sags, the Mets might get antsy. I think that he's going to bounce after that. What is it, 4 or the 5 year ability to get out of the clause where the Mets control it like they did with Garrett Cole? I think it's after 5 years. I'd be very surprised if he doesn't, get antsy, and he just doesn't seem like he's going to stay in one spot for a long time. But I don't begrudge him for that. And by the way, that's a little different from what you're saying.
Exactly.
I understand that, but, maybe part of the reason why he continues to jump around is because I'm just asking or making a statement that I don't know to be completely true. Maybe he is a little selfish, and maybe it rubs people wrong, and maybe eventually he senses that the clubhouse isn't a great dynamic, and he bounces.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I do think he cares about winning. I just think he cares about his numbers first. BT and Sal Show on the Fan is presented by your Tri-State Cadillac dealers. Cadillac, the official luxury vehicle of the New York Mets. Felix is in West Babylon. What's up, Felix?
Yeah, how you doing?
Good.
What's up, buddy?
Yeah, I'm here. How you doing?
Good.
But hold on, before I say anything, a prayer to those families that were directly hit in the 9/11. I was kind of directly hit also, and it still feels like it was yesterday. 24 years ago. Very tough day.
Yep, always is, man. Yes, sir.
Always is. My sister worked right across the street from there, and always big issues since then. But going back to the Mets point, the other night when they were losing 1-0, and Peter Alonso hit that base hit, and they put in Mauricio to run for him, and then Vientos hit that double. And I saw, Mauricio jogging to second base and jogging to third base. And, I don't see no spark in that team. The guy, something happens with the ball, he could score easily, but he's jogging to second, he's jogging to third. It's a double in the corner, anything can happen. And then he makes that silly error where, I don't see, and Sal said it a little while ago, I don't see that chemistry. I'm a big chemistry guy coming from, watching the Mets for 50 years. and watching the '86 World Series. And that team wasn't a great team, but they had spark.
Well, come on.
Did you say the Mets weren't a great team in '86?
Come on, Felix.
You lose me there, Felix.
They had the numbers back. They didn't have no Soto in that team. They had no kind of Alonso in there. They had a great pitching staff. They had a lot of
you're talking about last year, not '86, right? Just to clarify.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah, definitely.
Okay.
We both were about to jump down your throat there.
Yeah, gotcha.
And thank you for the call, Felix. Right, last year. No, I'm with you. I think that they have more talent this year than they did a year ago, which is why it's maddening watching them. I'm a big chemistry guy, too, and I was thinking about this a lot, BT, last night and then this morning getting ready and just trying to get my thoughts together for the show. In sports in general, I talk about it all the time. However, I got sucked into, and I still stand by it, with the Mets because it's been something I haven't been on this side of before. I want the talent. We talked about it with the Knicks actually as well. Whereas you last year were more into the team 2 years ago.
Yep.
With DiVincenzo, all those guys.
Yep.
But I was like, you know what? Yeah, I liked it, but give me the talent because ultimately I love those teams, the good chemistry, the overachieving teams. It's never been good enough to win it all. I've had enough. So I at my core, I do believe in chemistry. I really do believe in that.
Okay.
However, it's best suited with enough talent. Now, the Knicks took a step back, even though they got to the Eastern Conference Finals. Obviously, we've gone over that and can't wait to get into them again this year after the trade for Karl-Anthony Towns. More talented, but wasn't as good as a team maybe the year before. Same thing with the Mets. More talented. You bring in Soto. Who would turn that down? But something seems to be off.
Okay, well, how do we fix it here? I mean, again, we could bring it up on the air, and
no, we don't have to. They have to.
That's what I'm saying. Probably be onto something here. It's got to start, certainly with internal leadership, and that will be Lindor, who was very, I think, very self-aware last night, as he often is. Again, the thumb went right to his chest. You get tired of hearing it seemingly every year at some point. I've got to play better, It's on me to get this team going. He says it, and I respect that. But, great players shouldn't have to say that every single year, which he does. And if he can't get it done with the words, although we did hit the ball very well last night, I wouldn't be surprised. Remember I told you I thought the Mets were going to lose last night, not look good? I wouldn't be surprised based on Lindor's 3 at-bats, the 3 on the screws, the left field, center field. He hit the ball hard. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets a few knocks today and the Mets actually win and maybe start to change things. I kind of have that feel today because he hit the ball well. But if he can't do it, well, then Mendoza's got to do it. And Sal, I don't know how you do it. Here's the problem. I don't know how you shake things up in 2025 from a managerial or a coaching perspective, because how many times have we talked about it's hard to coach now because not all the players want to be coached hard. Nobody's going to come in, flip over table, yell, scream, rip you in the press. Like there's all these checkpoints. Now, I think Mendy's transparent. I think he's fairly transparent. I think he's pretty raw when he speaks to the media after the game. But what can he do, the manager? Outside of maybe a different lineup, or if that would even work. What's he supposed to do?
I don't know. And he's saying the same things, but because he doesn't have the answers. He knows they're good. He knows they're talented. He's telling them that, but it's just not working. Obviously, eventually it's going to come to an end. Whether it comes to an end prior to the postseason, whether it comes to an end in the postseason, they're holding out hope still that they get there at the very least to call off the dogs. Because if they don't make the postseason, the narrative is going to be everybody's got to go. Like, I'm sorry. To me, if the Mets don't make the postseason, I'll give Mendoza one more year at the start of next year. All his staff, see ya. Nimmo out, McNeil out, like Alonso out. If they don't make the postseason this year, significant changes have to happen. That would be number one. So I believe that they're just holding out hope that they at least get there, exhale, and then take their chances. And then if they don't get there, figure out, okay, well, what the hell went wrong here? Because there is a big difference, BT, in getting to the postseason and not getting there for this team. They could get there and lose, and then we'll assess. But if they don't get there, it would be disastrous.
Abject disaster if they don't get there. Unacceptable. Heads have to roll. Met fans would be furious, and they have every right to be.
Forget about Met fans.
Unacceptable.
You don't think the owner would be livid?
Yeah, he would be. No, he would be. He would be.
So Mendy knows this. He feels this. He also knows that they are talented and they're good. I just think he's out of answers. What's he supposed to do to you?
I don't know. I watch him every night, and I see a guy who's saying we have talent, we're good, we just got to get it done. I'm starting to think he doesn't really believe that as much as I think he once did. And there's nothing else to say. You've got to say that, and you've got to project the positivity. But he's a baseball guy. He's been around the game a long time. You don't think he knows that this team has issues? He knows.
They know it. BT and Sal on the Fan. More of your calls when we come back. 888-808-4800. 1019. Guys, by now you've heard me talk about Collars & Co., makers of the dress collar polo. They've already sold over 1 million of these amazing shirts. Well, Collars & Co. just came out with a new Maverick Performance Blazer. This blazer is sharp and wrinkle resistant, so you can travel anywhere with it. Just throw it in your bag and it will remain wrinkle free. It even comes with security zip pockets, a sunglasses loop, and an optional pocket square. So visit collarsandco.com and check them out today.
Every Saturday at 8 a.m., it's Kickoff with Boomer and Mike Valenti, where the guys break down the biggest headlines and storylines from across the NFL.
I look forward to breaking down that game with you, but I know we do have some NFL news to get into and talk about.
Kickoff with Boomer and Valenti is brought to you by Nationwide. For your insurance and financial needs, Nationwide is on your side. The Fan, 1019 FM, and always streaming on Odyssey, TuneIn, and the iHeartRadio app.
We could tell you what it's like to drive the Nissan Rogue and tell you all about its performance capabilities, like its VC turbo engine. It's I can go virtually anywhere type of freedom. Nice. But you don't have to take our word for it. Go drive it for yourself. You're up. Experience the power of the Nissan Rogue.
Drive the Nissan Rogue. Get 0% APR for 60 months on the 2025 Nissan Rogue, Pathfinder, or Murano. Visit your local Nissan store and nissanusa.com today. For well-qualified buyers, example, 0 down payment, 60 months financing at $1,667 per month per thousand financed. Actual down payment may vary. Subject to Nissan Motor Acceptance Company credit approval, not all buyers qualify. Dealer contribution may affect actual price set by dealer. Contact dealer for details. Ends September 30th, 2025.
Listen to You Better You Bet with Nick Costa Sunday morning at 8 right here on The Fan. Nick will preview all the football action and get you ready for kickoff, presented by BetMGM. Make it legendary. Please gamble responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility, he knows keeping the line up and running is a top priority. That's why he chooses Grainger. Because when a drive belt gets damaged, Grainger makes it easy to find the exact specs for the replacement product he needs. And next day delivery helps ensure he'll have everything in place and running like clockwork. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Some people just know you can save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like you know to check the weather first, before wearing face paint to the game.
Bro, your Go Cats is dripping into your nachos.
Oh, and now paint is in my eyes.
Interception! Did you see that?
No!
Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first and see what you could save. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Potential savings vary, including based on how you buy, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate North American Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Now at Verizon, lock in our low price, plus free roaming included in Puerto Rico. Discover the best mofongo, post that perfect sunset on La Isla, and save big with Verizon while you do it. Switch and get 4 lines for just $30 per line. See? Just $30 per month with unlimited welcome with autopay plus taxes and fees. Plus calls, texts, and data in Puerto Rico included, so you can use your phone sin problema. Stop by your New York Verizon store today. For unlimited welcome in times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds.
Talk New York sports on The Fan.
All right, here we go with Thursday night action. This is Chris Hodge from TakingVegas.com. Washington, Green Bay tonight is absolutely free on the text line. All you have to do is text the word WIN to the number 545454. Automatically, you will receive tonight's winner between Washington and Green Bay. No questions asked. Just text the word WIN to the number 545454. And guess what? For Saturday, we have another false favorite lined up, a money dog, an outright underdog winner, just like Texas State last week. That was plus 160, and the game we have on Saturday is bigger than that. You're going to get that for free as well. So it starts off Washington, Green Bay, Thursday Night Football for free. If you're going to gamble, make some money. Text the word WIN to the number 545454 and get that false favorite on Saturday for free as well. Text WIN to the number 545454.
Town Fair Tire, Connecticut's largest discount tire dealer. Because we give you the guaranteed lowest price and we honor every manufacturer's rebate. We even honor all our competitors' rebates. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Town Fair Tire.
Some things can steal your sunshine.
Ugh, I just just got my hair done.
Sorry, the cooler's broken. Anyone see my flip-flops? Anyone?
But COVID-19 can steal a lot more.
I just took a COVID test. Ugh.
Prescription medications for COVID exist. If you test positive this summer, ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com/COVID-19 to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Hear that? That's the beginning of a journey powered by the confidence that comes from driving a vehicle so reliable. It's backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. Where your journey ends? Well, that's up to you. Visit your local Kia dealer today. Kia, movement that inspires.
See retailer for warranty details. Always drive safely. Limited inventory available.
Did you know you can get more with New York Lottery Plus?
You pulling my leg?
No, seriously. Just enter scratch off and draw game tickets and get more points.
Pulling a fast one?
No. And you can put your points towards chances to win gift cards, cash prizes, and more.
Is this a stunt?
No, you even get points for playing new games.
You're pulling my chain, aren't you?
No.
Pulling my finger?
What? No. Man, put that thing away.
Sorry.
Introducing New York Lottery Plus. Download the app, sign up, get more. Please play responsibly. Must be 18 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
Catch all the play-by-play with Susan Waldman and Dave Sims. The home of Yankees radio. The Fan. On the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
11:25, back on the Fan. It's BT and Sal here. Caller number 10. Before we talk a little Jets, we're at number 80, Wayne Chrebet. Looking forward to that. Caller 10, 866-540-WFAN. Number's 866-540-9326. And that's your chance to win a pair of tickets to see Mike Tyson. Return of the Mike Tour coming to the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in AC on January 23rd. It's all from our friends at the Hard Rock Hotel in Atlantic City.
You mentioned it, BT. Your guy, number 80, former Hofstra grad, of course, longtime New York Jet. We welcome him to the show, Wayne Chrebet. And Wayne, before we get into the Jets and what's going to happen with this team and Aaron Glenn, you were there with this team 2001 with the senseless attacks on 9/11. What was your perspective and feel being with the Jets when all that was happening?
Yeah, it was tough. I remember going back. It was a Tuesday, which is our off day. And it happened like 8:30 in the morning. I remember people just calling, texting me and like, turn on the TV. Just being from here, knowing a lot of people in the towers is something I drove by my whole career being from New Jersey. It hit hard. It hit everybody hard. We tried to go down there and help the best we could. But you know what? When we did get back on the field, it was weird. We played the Patriots. There wasn't no Jets or Patriots fans. I remember that game back. It was just, fans, football fans, USA coming together. And I just remember at that point, it was just nice how everybody came together. But that day, obviously, you'll never forget. But, we do tribute to it every year. So best we can.
There's no question. And listen, it's different for you. You said you're from here, Garfield, New Jersey kid, Hofstra, obviously. But, it's not like it's a basketball team, which will be tough enough, or even a baseball team, which is smaller. Football, the roster is massive. So with something like that and guys living all over the country, how do you get back to the business of focusing on your job eventually?
Yeah, it's the kind of thing where we got in there and, I knew a lot of people in there. Some didn't make it out. Maybe it was different for people from like the West Coast or something like that. Obviously everybody got impacted, but the fact that we knew people and lost people, being local was tough. And when we got into the meeting, Vinny and Mawai and us, and they said, we're not playing. We're not playing this week. We made a decision. You could donate all our game checks. And I think the NFL kind of followed us to cancel all the games. It was tough, at that point to get on the field and focus. But when we did, I think we gave, people a chance, 3 hours, a game to maybe not think about it as much, to kind of try to heal it as best we could, to just make people smile for a little bit.
And the Jets have made people smile so far this year, Wayne, with their Week 1 performance. I know it was a loss, and a lot of fans are frustrated with that, but to me, I saw some great signs. What'd you think of Aaron Glenn's head coaching debut with your Jets?
Yeah, I listen to you guys to see where you guys are at on everything. No more victories. We talked about that, but it's different, man. You see the culture is different. The mood is different. The vibe is different. I was saying like last year, am I frozen?
No, you're good.
No, you good. You good, man.
Last year, I think we just had a bunch of popular names on the back of the jerseys, but we weren't a team. You know what I mean? We weren't a team. We didn't come together. But now it just looks different. Consequences for bad penalties or for, stupid plays or whatever. I know they cut, Gibson. There was a little more to it than that. But listen, you got to know that if you're not playing well or you hurt the team, you're not going to be there. And that's the message.
Well, I'll tell you, there's a video, and they used to put these. Oh God, I'm a nut today. They used to put like the Gillette season in review / preview, and I used to watch it on Sunday mornings before I'd actually go to the old Meadowlands to watch you and the rest of the Jets play. Anyway, there was a scene in it where Dedrick Ward is trying to field punts in training camp, and Parcells, I mean, he's on his ass. Like he's like, if you can't do it, you're not playing. Yeah. And you can see that obviously Aaron takes something, and you say there's more to it with Gibson, and we'll believe it. But if you can't do the certain simple things or selfish things, you can't be here. And that's the first step, Wayne. We could talk about culture and all the other stuff. It's got to start with accountability, right?
Yeah, accountability, playing for the person next to you. And listen, for a team like us, which, we score 32, we shouldn't lose, but so you're always going to have a chance if you don't hurt yourself. We get a lot of times we have like a great play on interception for touchdown. Oh, but we hit the quarterback. We did this. We hit out of bounds. The plays like that, it was when you lose the games. They had a fumble. We always had a cushion up by 2 scores. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And we lost that. We lost momentum. We hung in there, but it took a 60-yard field goal in MetLife to beat us. That's what it took to beat us. No more victories, but everybody can see that the culture has changed.
There's no doubt. So what's on Wayne Chrebet, of course, number 80, longtime Jet, one of my favorites. He is my favorite Jet. I've told him that before. So let me ask you this, Wayne. Where were you on the Rodgers return? And not to belabor Rodgers, it's more about Justin Fields. But were you open to Rodgers coming back to work with Glenn in year 1, or did you think it was time to cut bait? And then obviously, based on that, what'd you see from Fields the other day?
Yeah, as far as cutting bait, in that first meeting, AG's like, first thing, we'll talk about Aaron. When I know something, you'll know something. And he made that decision immediately to move on. And it was good because Aaron, what did he do? He made you wait. And finally, Pittsburgh gets him. But that's what was going to happen. You get to the draft and you're not going to know, or all the free agents are going to be signed. Immediately, he went after Justin Fields. He had to try to stop him twice a year, in their conference. But, yeah, it's a good move, untapped talent. And you can see we haven't had a quarterback that can pull it and go 50, 60 yards. It's going to happen. That dude is talented. It's just about him giving confidence to throw the ball on time and strike guys and not hurt himself. 1 sack for 6 yards.
Yeah.
We've had guys, we had 4 sacks for like 60 yards. I don't want to mention names, but it's just different, ball safety, running downhill. AG didn't line. He's like, we're going to line up. We're going to run. We're going to run behind our good tackles. And Brees did a great job, and Justin did a great job.
You played, Wayne, with Aaron Glenn for a long time. You both played for Bill Parcells. Can you see Aaron Glenn, or in Aaron Glenn's team, Bill Parcells, the way he used to coach you guys? That's what Glenn's trying to bring to this Jets team. You see that?
Yeah, he's a little bit of Bill. He's a little bit of Algro and Peyton he talks to. And, Campbell, he's a different breed. But, yeah, listen, they're in practice. They're running like live tackling drills. I was there. You up, this guy, that, let's go, whistle. You don't do that anymore. You know what I mean? They're not banging, but you get back to that. You got to get back to the technique, and you forget. And, you don't want to get embarrassed in front of your teammates. So he's bringing that competitive nature. So it's a little bit of Bill, but it's that knock them down, dust them off kind of thing. As far as treating your players, you treat your veterans different, but there's consequences, and people know that. And listen, your job's not always safe. You're not going to get cut, the big guys, but you might have to sit the bench or run some extra, whatever it is. But there's a lot of parcels in him.
He seems like he's the same personality as he was as a player. I mean, listen, what you present in front of the public is always a little there. Yeah, the language you use, just how you comport yourself. But he seems to be the same guy for the most part that you and others would just, whether it's Mickens, whether it's Coles, your boys on that team, obviously, just kind of shoot the breeze. It doesn't seem like he's changing much. He's being himself, unlike Saleh, and really unlike everybody else. Is this the real Aaron Glenn, what we're seeing at these press conferences?
Yeah, dude, he's a natural-born leader. I was just saying, he's the left corner, I'm the right receiver. I went against him thousands of times between 1-on-1, 7-on-7 over the years, and there was no gimmies. And I got to tell you, there was never, after playing anything, where we had each other's face mask and we're pulling and yelling. It wasn't like that. And you know what? He was a scout first, which helps. He can evaluate talent, work his way up. But, it's just this how he is. He was talking about his dad. It's not a 9-to-5 thing. I'm staying here till I'm done. You know what I mean? No matter what time it is. And that's the kind of guy you want. And that's the guy that I made sure I went against when I was a rookie. Like first, second day, I'm like, I want to set the bar. I'm going against Aaron, one-on-ones, whatever it is. I moved back in line. I'm like, till I can line up and go against him and see how it was. I'm like, all right, I did well against him. I'm like, if I could go well against him, I think I got a chance because he was a tremendous player.
Yes, he was.
Did you ever think that he would be a head coach back then? Were there any signs? You guys ever talk about him maybe one day wanting to be a leader and be a coach of an NFL team?
That's a great question. No, we didn't talk about that back then. I knew after, he wanted to stay involved, but, when I saw him go up the ranks from scout to position coach to to coordinator, this, that, it just made sense. And, the thing about getting first head coach job, can you see me all right?
Yeah, we're good. Looking good.
So getting, everybody's like, oh, he's a first-time head coach. At some point, everybody's a first-time head coach. But, he deserves it. And coming in New York, he said to me, I know how I'm going to be treated by the media, the fans, everybody, if I don't do well. He's like, in spite of all that, I'm ready for it. I am a New York Jet, and I'm going to be the reason that we come back to, be respected. And you see us on the schedule, and you got your hands full. And I think that started last week. And then we got a big game this week with Buffalo. And we always play great versus them.
And he saw that, and you saw that firsthand when Parcells came in and turned things around with your Jets team. And it took you had to get rid of that lefty quarterback that you had thrown to your rookie year. Get a real guy in there like Vinny Testaverde to turn things around.
Hey, Glenn Foley started the first two games in '98, yeah.
Listen to that. Yeah, we started with Glenn and not doing well. And, Bill made the change. But, listen. I was talking about doing stuff with DraftKings, and I heard all your these stuff, with bets and stuff like that, which is fun. This will tell you the respect. We're plus 25,000 win the Super Bowl. Fine. And I'm saying, all right, we're playing the Bills this week. For the AFC East, we are plus 1,900. The Bills are minus 285. I know I'm, plugging DK. This is how people think of us. This is how, we're so low on the totem pole. We've been a bottom dweller. But Buffalo, we play well, but I don't realize that what they're coming into. This isn't the same team. And they're bringing it. This is going to be a two-ice bag game. You know what I mean?
Oh, dude,
this is going to be black and blue. You got to earn it. I'm excited about it. I'll be there. With bells on, man. I'll be on the sideline. I'm a Jet for life. And like I said, Aaron's a Jet for life. And he said, I'm coming to New York to finish what we didn't finish in 1998. And I love that.
Listen, bring back Vinny T, bring back Chad, bring back Coles, bring back Mo. Just don't bring back Keyshawn. We don't need Keyshawn next to you, Wayne.
We were at Fanatics. We were talking. I'm like, you keep trying to get me to say something about him. Listen, if I saw him right now, I would dap him up. I would give him a hug and be like, how you doing?
I know.
When you're on the field each other.
I know you would. I know.
Oh, we're not going to break bread together.
Well, there you go. So I'm not totally off base. Hey, listen, I don't like he tried to clown you with that stupid book. And you had to go out there. You had to earn everything that you got. And listen, Keyshawn was the first overall pick, and he was a stud, 6'3" out of USC. But, let's face it, when you guys were on the field, the stats were pretty comparable. So, to me, advantage number 80.
No, we were top. 1998, you look. We led probably, or top 3 with like Carter, Moss, all those guys.
Yeah.
And we had a Hall of Fame Curtis get, his 1,500 yards. Richie Anderson, 80 catches. Vinny, we had that kind of offense. So, yeah, we weren't best friends, but you play with guys like that, blood, sweat, and tears. It's just you have something that people don't understand,
Wayne, how was Boomer as a leader? He's the leader of WFAN, so we kind of know from afar a little bit, but he keeps his distance. Us little guys are at bay. Your rookie year, you were there with Boomer. How was he as a leader for you?
Good. He gave me my nickname. Everybody calls me Q. Nobody calls me Wayne ever, because we were warming up, whatever, and the rookies had our, names on top of our helmet. And he's like, Qbert. I'm like, Qbert. I'm like, tell me, he's like, Qbert, that's your name. I'm like, oh no, it's almost cursed. That's not my effing name. I'm like, and I told him, he's like, whatever, you're not going to be here. So I get in the huddle with him because this guy was hurt.
That sounds about right.
That guy was out of shape. This guy was dropping passes. This guy didn't know the playbook. So I moved up, and then I get in a huddle, and Boomer looks like he's like, for real? I'm like, hey, dude, I'm what you got going in down to Joe Robbie. And he had a choice. To how he's going to treat me, and he took me under his wing, and I'm grateful. He's always been great to me, and he told me how to be a pro. We had a tough year, but he's a great guy, and I cherish him.
And the fact that you played 1 year with him and still have a great relationship, like I saw Wayne, the first time I met you, Wayne, I don't know if you remember, was out at the live show that they did 2 years ago on Long Island at the Paramount, and I saw Wayne backstage there. So the fact that you would all these years keep in touch with Boomer, that says something just for 1 year playing with him, right?
Just through, his charity and everything else. I'll go to, playing this golf thing or go visit him. But, he tells stories about me. He makes fun of me. The whole first game, he's like trying to put me in motion. And I'm, he's lifting his leg, I don't like this. And he's like, you're supposed to go in motion. I'm like, dude, Dan Marino and Don Shula are right there. He's like, you got to pay attention. I was like, dude, I'm in awe. I'm like, dude, Dan Marino's standing. He's like, yeah, we're playing right now. But it was just fun. And it was weird because I never caught from a lefty before. So your hands are like this instead of this, which was pretty weird getting used to it. So I was like, hey, let's just stay out here and throw. And took me under his wing. And he didn't have to. I was 21. He was in his 30s. And, He gave me a chance and, and believed in me. And that was a massive thing back then.
All right, so tell us one more time, Wayne. You're with us again. For what reason? And you like the Jets maybe in the division, certainly this weekend over the Bills?
No, I just, like I said, I was doing something. I was saying that's the difference on, how people, view us right now. I know it's just Vegas, but people think we don't have a chance. But they were talking about, the spreads and this and that, DraftKings, and it was like, oh, you can take a touchdown or plus 250. I'm like, dude, if you think the Jets, if you're a fan, you think the Jets are going to win, you take the money line there.
Yeah.
You don't want to be like, oh, hey, listen, if we lose by 6, it's the right, dude, get out of here. Bet the money line every week. People will say,
every week,
what's the Jets record going to be? I'm like 17-0. I'm not giving a game. What do you say now? 16-1. I'm not going to say, well, this is we're going to lose here. We can win it. Listen.
Now I know why BT loved you so much.
Yeah, I say the same thing. We're unkillable.
Next week, 15, do whatever. 15-2. I don't care, dude. We're going to be in every game. This is different. I'll be there, doing the chant, I sit in the stands sometimes too. I love to hear it. It's great, man.
That's awesome.
I just love my Jets, and nothing more I want is for the win. For the guys like you, the fans, they deserve it. They deserve it, and it's going to happen. Maybe not this year, but if Aaron stays around, we are destined to win the Super Bowl. Hopefully soon,
Yep. Yeah. And listen, since you and I have a little relationship, maybe in a little bit at some point, you slip me AG's number. He comes on the show with me and Sal. When we make that, you keep telling us how good of friends you are with Aaron, which I know you are. You got to get him on our show here, Wayne. Come on.
Get him on. Listen, he's a hardworking guy.
I know he is.
But maybe the day before the ticker tape parade, we can bring him on or something.
I love the way you're thinking, man. That's awesome. Listen, it's always good to have you on. I know those who watched you play. It's impossible not to love you. I mean, I say this with respect. In a lot of ways, you had almost no business being out there, and you went from that to being awesome. So appreciate the time as always, Wayne. Have fun on Sunday. I'll be at the Dallas game, so if you're going there, maybe we can connect, but I'm not going to be there Sunday, but enjoy it, okay?
I will see you. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate you talking great about me over the years and about my team. So love you guys, and I'll talk to you soon.
You're the man, Wayne. Thank you very much.
There
That's
it
awesome.
is. It's a man of the people.
We should go to a game with him. You're saying he's sitting in the stands.
Yeah, he's a regular dude, man. That's the way he was born and raised in Garfield. His dad was a bodybuilder. His dad was tough on him. I mean, Wayne is tough as nails. Everybody knows. But, he's just, because... I mean, listen, Boomer has a level of stardom, but you could also have a high level. But you'd also sit and you could kind of shoot the breeze with Boomer. But Boomer's been on TV for 30 years.
Boomer's Boomer.
Yeah.
He's MVP.
Wayne's just, if Wayne was at a construction site or a bouncer or, on Wall Street, which I know he's involved in finance now, he fits in any room. I'm not saying Boomer doesn't, but of course, Wayne's just never forgot his roots. Don't be giving at him before he may want to start in trouble.
Stop. You say Wayne fits in every room. I'm not saying Boomer doesn't.
No, I'm not saying that. 888-808-1. He doesn't fit in this room. Last time he came and said hi to us was 2 years ago. I think our first day, so he doesn't fit in this room. All right, it's BT and Sal, 888-808-1019. By the way, guys, the winner that we had for the Mike Tyson tour is ineligible. All right, so we're going to open it back up, give you another chance. Call the number 10, Hoff 210. Here we go. 866-540-WFAN. That's 866-540-9326. Your chance to win tickets to see Mike Tyson return to the Mike Tour coming to Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Atlantic City on January 23. And it's all from our friends at the Hard Rock Hotel, Atlantic City. Thanks again to Wayne, number 80. We'll get back to the calls, a little Jet stuff we can sprinkle in. Obviously, the Mets and the Yankees, the topic. They just have been all over the map this year. What a weird baseball season. And really a rough one to watch. BT and Sal on the Fan.
It's Boomer and Gio. Mornings on the Fan. 101.9 FM.
You're getting quite possibly the best offensive game that Justin Fields has played in his NFL career.
I went back and looked at some of this stuff.
And your defense was that bad that you couldn't win this game?
Listen to Boomer and Gio on demand on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
This is Maggie Gray with an Odyssey Sports Minute sponsored by Metal Supermarkets, the convenience stores for metal. Find a store at metalsupermarkets.com. Travis Kelce took the blame for a costly collision with Xavier Worthy in the Chiefs' Week 1 loss to the Chargers. Without Worthy, the Chiefs lack speed and struggle to stretch the field. Andy Reid says Worthy is day-to-day, but with a Super Bowl rematch against the Eagles looming, Kansas City can't afford another flat start or another high-profile letdown. The pressure is on. I'm Maggie Gray.
When you've got real work to do, Metal Supermarkets will help you get it done fast. With a huge variety of metals in stock, we can help no matter what job comes your way. And we cut to size, because just like taxes and BS, we think metal is better when cut. Metal Supermarkets, the convenience stores for metal. Find a store or shop online at metalsupermarkets.com.
Now that I'm a dad, I can't stop thinking about what would happen to my kids if something happened to me, like losing the house or not affording college.
Yeah, that used to keep me up at night too. It's why I finally got life insurance from Ethos. It's 100% online. No medical exams, just a few health questions. I got $2 million in coverage for around $2 a day.
I never realized it was that simple. Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game.
Rates may vary. Bill monthly. Sample rate 10-year term life policy for a 35-year-old healthy non-smoking male.
Mostly sunny with a high of 80 degrees.
Weather brought to you by Robert Half. Our recruiters' expertise and award-winning AI will find you the skilled candidates you want. At Robert Half, we know talent. Visit roberthalf.com/talent today.
FanDuel is getting you ready for kickoff with an offer you won't want to miss. New customers can bet just $5 and get $300 in bonus bets if you win. That's right. Pick a bet $5, and if it wins, you'll unlock $300 in bonus bets to use all across the app. You can build parlays, bet player props, ride the live lines. Whatever your style, FanDuel has you covered. This NFL season has finally arrived. The only question is, are you ready to play? Visit FanDuel.com/Evan. Download the FanDuel app today and get started. FanDuel.com/Evan. We love the app around here. It's safe and secure, and when you win, you get paid instantly. FanDuel Sportsbook is the official partner of WFAN. 21 and over, physically present in New York. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable. Bonus bets expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help with a gambling problem, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
4 distinct all-electric Cadillacs. Some drive them for performance. Others drive them for the range. And some drive them because it's the only way to make an entrance. 3 different ways to turn every drive into an occasion. Whatever your reason, there's never been a better time to say, let's take the Cadillac. The all-electric Cadillac family of vehicles. Escalade IQ, Vistic, Optic, and Lyric. Visit your Tri-State Cadillac dealer today.
Get ready for more BT and Sal on The Fan.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla Speed Test Intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 a monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
Here we go. Count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus.
This is incredible.
Watch your local NFL game live all season long.
And he's in for a touchdown.
Visit ParamountPlus.com/NFL to get started today.
Town Fair Tire has the area's largest inventory of name brand tires at discount prices, including Michelin tires, which give you the perfect match. A relaxing driving experience from your vehicle, along with all-season design for superior performance that stands out from the crowd. And Town Fair stands out from other dealers with a guaranteed lowest price on Michelin tires and gives you more free services for life than anywhere. Nobody beats a Town Fair tire deal. Nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
Spreadsheets, clunky software, 100 different logins just to run your business?
There's a better way. Odoo. One simple, connected platform that handles sales, inventory, accounting, and more. So you can focus on growing, not juggling. Make the switch today at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
Long Island is more exciting than ever at Jake's 58 Casino Hotel. This September, you'll be traveling in style when you win your share of $50,000 in cash and Toomey luggage. Be here on Friday, September 12th and 26th from 3 to 7 p.m. when one winner will be drawn every hour to win a Toomey aluminum extended trip packing case and international carry-on, plus up to $5,000 in cash. Come to where Long Island wins at Jake's 58 Casino Hotel.
If gambling is a problem for you or someone you care about, please call the 24-hour toll-free helpline at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
Talk New York sports here. The Fan.
BT and Sal back on the Fan. 888-808-1019 is the number to call. One thing I saw yesterday, BT, was that was encouraging. Well, I shouldn't say encouraging. Maybe that's not the right word, but was at least refreshing. Was Brian Daboll, when he was speaking to the media, had a totally different tone.
He was downright chatty. You think he's understanding that he's got to be a little bit more cooperative before everybody starts going for him?
Now, that doesn't mean that the wins are going to come, but at least, dude, again, we've talked about this ad nauseum for 4 freaking years here. I've been a believer in Daboll. I wanted to support him last year, going against the grain and the win. Hey, just trying to fight through the storm, and yet they end up with 3 wins. And again, this year, having some kind of belief based off an exciting preseason, which is ridiculous that I would even get to that point. But then to go out there and have them do the same thing that they've done for years was very frustrating. But him saying nothing and being terse and Belichickian, it's just not going to fly, especially when you have Aaron Glenn, the exact opposite, where Glenn could be Parcelsian and be terse and hard and direct and firm, but also just honest about things. Daboll, he just minces words, doesn't say anything, gives you nothing, talks down, he ignores things, whatever. At least yesterday, we saw a change in tune from Daboll, which I think was needed. There was some levity when he was talking to the media. Thank goodness he needed that ahead of this week.
That's a good perspective. I have a very similar read. It's called equity is what it's called here, Sal. And you accrue equity as a player. You accrue equity, in terms of what you and I do. Like if you're on the radio for 15, 20 years, you just have a little more equity in the city. It is what it is. People hear you. They tend to trust you. They relate to you more. And any aspect of life, there's equity. And when you've done nothing as a player and you get off to, say, a free agent or a trade, you get off to a rough start, because you don't have any, you're going to be treated a little differently, and that might be harsh at times. Whereas even if you're a superstar with amazing equity like Jeter or Judge or some others, you still might get booed. But it's less venomous. It's just more rite of passage. Same with coaches. You got no rings. I don't want to hear it. Don't try to snap us into military school obedience. We're just not having it. You got to level with people. You've got to humanize yourself, because that's all you have. You're selling yourself, and you're selling your vision. You're not like Belichick doesn't have to sell the damn thing when he was up there in Foxborough, because he just dropped rings on the table and everybody has to bow and kiss him and basically acquiesce to however he acts, which in a lot of ways was like an ass.
Right.
I couldn't stand it, but you couldn't say anything. He was a jerk. I mean, Bill was a jerk most of the time, but he accrued the equity. So it's good that either is it an awakening within Daboll? Is it a PR thing? Wherever it came from, it doesn't really matter. It's a good first step. Now, if they lose 31-6 to the Cowboys, you can go out there and crack jokes. It's not going to matter.
But
he's going to get ripped and eventually run off the stage.
Understood, but at least there'd be I don't want to say sensitivity to it. At least there'd be some kind of better feel if he goes out there afterwards and says, hey, this is what happened, this guy did this guy, there's got to be some kind of honesty. It can't just be, well, it was 14-6 in the fourth quarter. Who do you think you're talking to, bro? We're not morons. Yeah, sometimes we say moronic things, of course. I'm not on the inside necessarily, but to say that the game was 14-6 is an insult to anybody who's watched Giant football since Daboll has been here, and you could actually predate that. But the point is, Daboll's teams have not done nearly enough offensively. They were in the same spot again. Losing the game wasn't just a singular problem. It's that you can't score a touchdown, and you're an offensive guy. You made Daniel Jones a scapegoat a year ago. Saquon Barkley's not here. We've seen what they've done elsewhere. You've got to do something here. And it's just you're trying to fool. Oh, it was 14-6. It was a close game. No, dude, we've heard that thing. So I don't want to hear that. Yesterday, we didn't hear that. The other thing that I would say is I said earlier in the week that I was getting Odell Beckham Jr. vibes with Malik Neighbors. That was incorrect, because Neighbors did something yesterday that Odell would never do. And he acknowledged the sideline blow up and saying, I got to handle it in a better way. Also saying that he has resting B face, so maybe things could be misinterpreted, taken the wrong way. Odell, to me, was selfish. His action said that. His words said that. This is not the case with Malik Neighbors. He is a highly competitive football player who gets frustrated, maybe doesn't go about it the right ways, and when they're losing, it doesn't have the best optics.
Yeah.
But I don't think that Neighbors is the selfish, player that Odell Beckham Jr. was.
Yeah, now, that doesn't mean that it still can't be a distraction down the road. I mean, because if the wins don't come, he is, as you say, and you're right, a highly competitive young athlete who's got dynamic qualities and could be with real good quarterback play and innovative play calling, or just decent play calling and a decent O-line. He very well could be the best wide receiver in football. He's that guy. That ceiling is that high for him. So, and that's a great thing. But it's not a great thing if we're sitting here in 2 years And if Dart's not the real deal, or the O-line doesn't get fixed up, or the wins aren't there, because that competitiveness, which is an amazing thing and has propelled so many people to so many great things, when it bubbles to the surface in an irresponsible way because the team's losing, it becomes a detriment. And then sometimes, I don't care how good you are, you wind up on a different team, and nobody wants to see that with neighbors.
Stream your local NFL game all season long, kicking off with the juicy Week 2 matchup between the Buffalo Bills and the New York Jets, starting at just $30 for your first year. It's like $250 a month. Visit ParamountPlus.com/NFL to get started today.
All right, we got the King Topic of the Day coming up. By the way, we do have a winner, Josh from Sloatsburg. That a boy, Josh. Good job. You won the ticket to see Mike Tyson coming to the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino. He's in Atlantic City coming up late January 23rd. So good job by Josh. And it's all from our friends at the Hard Rock Hotel, Atlantic City. Tickets on sale tomorrow, but Josh is in at 10 at Ticketmaster.com. And you could be in coming up next show. Evan and Tiki, another chance to win those tickets. All right, 888-808-1019, as we said, is the number. It's BT and Sal. King Topic of the Day, 2 hours in. Before we get to Evan and Tiki, right now we get the update. Bogish coming at you.
The home of Yankees radio is WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1 New York, and Odyssey Sports Station.
WFAN Sports Flash.
Good afternoon at 12 o'clock. I'm Andrew Bogish. Your Sports Flash is sponsored by Motion Sports Medicine. Living in New York is not a spectator sport. Don't let pain keep you on the sidelines. Get back to what moves you with Motion's expert physical therapists. Most insurance is accepted. Schedule an appointment at motionptg.com today. The baseball locals licking different wounds this morning, or the today that is. Now 20 runs of losses over the last 2 nights for the Bombers, although he can do his sound with tonight's finale with the Tigers. Aaron Boone, as usual, confident in his bullpen.
This is what we have. I have a lot of confidence in their ability and their stuff, but we got to bring it together, and we haven't done that consistently enough yet. Can we do it? We're going to find out, and that's what we're going to need to do if we're going to make a big run at this.
That bullpen has allowed 18 earned runs so far in this series. Its ERA is 5.37 since the All-Star break. Cam Schlittler starts tonight, 7:05 first pitch here on the Fan. The Mets still in Philly, still looking for a win. It's David Peterson's turn to start. The only good news yesterday was their cushion for the last wildcard spot didn't change. Still 2 games, but the Reds did join the Giants in that rearview mirror. First pitch is 7:15 tonight on Odyssey Mets Radio. And Week 2 in the NFL begins with the Packers hosting the Commanders. Fan weather sponsored by Moderna. It's 72 degrees, clear skies in Central Park, and that's what's happening. Sports Flashes, top of every hour. I'm Andrew Bogish.
Keep listening for your chance to score a pair to see Mike Tyson. Return of the Mike Tour coming to Hard Rock Hotel and Casino Atlantic City on January 23rd. From our friends at the Hard Rock Hotel Atlantic City. Tickets go on sale tomorrow 10 a.m. at Ticketmaster.com. It's all from the Fan, 101.9 FM and always live on the free Odyssey app.
MNEXSpike COVID-19 vaccine mRNA by Moderna has arrived. To learn more and find it near you, visit mnexspike.com. That's mnexspike.com.
For over 100 years, Sloman's has been your trusted partner in comfort. When it comes to home heating oil, they deliver more than just quality fuel. They deliver peace of mind. With price protection, automatic deliveries, and 24/7 service, their dedicated team is just a call away, ensuring you stay warm and comfortable all winter long. Sloman's, the Tri-State's largest heating oil provider, proudly serving their community for generations. Give them a call today at 866-GET-HEAT or visit oil.slomans.com.
Some things are hard to commit to, like learning how to surf or saving for a family vacation. But one commitment that's easy, switching to Fios Home Internet with a 5-year price lock guarantee. That means 5 great summers of fast, reliable internet at the same low price. All with the Fios 1 gig internet plan. Plus no hidden fees or equipment charges. Call 1-833-VERIZON to switch today. Price guarantee applies to base monthly rate only for new and existing My Home customers.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part? They accept Discover.
Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right, so we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2025 Nielsen report.
Tune in for the Yankees' first pitch presented by Montefiore Einstein, the official hospital of the New York Yankees.
Hey everyone, Boomer here. I had a tomahawk steak last night that was absolutely cooked to perfection. Now, you already know how it was done. With the Chef IQ Sense, the wireless thermometer that eliminates under or overcooking your chicken, fish, or meat, whether you're cooking on a stovetop, oven, or grill. It is built to withstand extreme heat, and the app alerts you when to take the steaks off the grill and even when to flip them. Order the newly released third-generation Chef IQ Sense right now at chefiq.com and make sure to put the code word Boomer in for 20% off.
Listen up, football fans. You won't want to miss this.
Right now, new Bet365 customers bet $5 and get $300 in bonus bets, win or lose. So you could turn that $300 into something bigger when you bet on money lines, spread, totals, player props.
$300 in bonus bets when new customers bet $5. I know where I'm going to bet from now on. Download the app today and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in New Jersey. T&Cs apply. In-app only.
Don't miss a moment when the Mets host the Texas Rangers. Friday, September 12th through Sunday the 14th. Prior to Saturday's game, former Mets managers and players will face off in the Alumni Classic game. The first 15,000 fans through the gate on Saturday will receive a Mrs. Met bobblehead from Cadillac. And on Sunday, the first 5,000 kids under 14 will get a lunchbox from Stop and Shop. The homestand continues with series against the San Diego Padres and Washington Nationals. Get your tickets now at Mets.com/tickets.
We've got more sports talk coming up on The Fan.
At Skechers, comfort is a technology. That's right. You don't just make a shoe and hope it comes out comfortable. It takes research, innovations, compounds, engineering, and so much more to feel so comfortable you'd swear you're wearing pillows on your feet. We have features like Skechers Air-Cooled Memory Foam and fits like Relax Fit, Stretch Fit, Wide Fit, Arch Fit, and so many more to make the shoe feel like it was custom made just for your foot. Plus, we have hands-free Skechers slip-ins technology. Just step it and go. Find yours at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever comfortable footwear is sold.
Let's go!
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
When your team's best players have all been traded and the latest pick is overrated, just raise a glass with a friend or two and tell them more, tell them more, tell them more do. May your team be great and your picks be true, and if it falls apart you'll know what to do. Just raise a glass with a fan or two and tell them more, tell them more, tell them more do. It's a crazy world, so what do? You tell them more, tell them more, tell them more do. Hey!
Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, imported by William Grant & Sons, Inc.
Get connected with WFAN to talk about your favorite teams. The Fan on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
It's Clyde, producer's job. They wanna be down with the
Tierney, Sal Licata back on The Fan. We are down with the king topic of the day, and it is really both baseball teams, BT. Now, we've talked about a lot. We mentioned the Jets. We had Wayne Chrebet on. In case you missed it, check it out on the free Odyssey app. Talked a little Giants as well just before start of the show, talking about the Mets and Yankees. Of course, remembering 9/11. Never forget. We went over that as well on this sad day. You have to remember those that lost their lives, those that made the ultimate sacrifice, the first responders, and everybody involved with 9/11. So not to gloss over that, but we did do that at the start of the show. It's always a reminder on this date, especially in this city. You come into work in the city on 9/11, you could just feel it and feel that different energy.
More presence.
So we did discuss that and how sports can be an escape. And unfortunately, both the baseball teams, where we look for an escape this year, regardless of how they end up, and great things are still possible, while not likely, they're still possible. Regardless of how they end up, how we're getting there has been miserable. It has not been fun for either a Yankee perspective or a Mets perspective this regular season.
But I think I know why it's been less enjoyable. Number one, all right, so Lindor 2024 versus Lindor 2025. Vientos, same deal, and Manaea from the Mets. And No Soto for the Yankees. That doesn't mean that the Yankees can't win without Soto. Doesn't mean the Mets can't piece something together without those three aforementioned players getting back to the level that they were a year ago. But there's tangible things that we can point to and say, this was better, this was better, this was better. I don't think it's a great mystery. It's frustrating. And there's been some highly non-competitive, like the Mets have been non-competitive for the last two nights, as have the Yankees.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not, 5-4, 6-2, 7-4, 5-3, tough loss, base hit, clutch knocked the other way by the other team. It is just getting straight up bamboozled. Now, the Mets have been hit a little bit harder in these games, and the Yankees' pens have imploded later. But does it really matter if you get waxed, how you get waxed? I mean, you don't get style points for getting waxed later. You get waxed, you get waxed.
No, it's interesting, though, that you say that about no Soto for the Yankee fans, so that's a little bit less fun. But I never really – I mean, yes, you know how much I love Soto, and we enjoyed watching him with the Yankees last year because it was great theater, Soto and Judge. But I guess I really didn't think about it that way. I'm just thinking about it. The Yankees' results have not been what we had wanted this year. Even though they're 3 games back in the division, like they could easily still win that division, and that's the result that you want in the regular season. The goal in the regular season is to win the division. Once that is not realistic, then it's just to get to the playoffs. So the Yankees still have all their goals there. The Mets just have to get to the playoffs. The division is obviously out of reach right now. But it's just the way that they play drives you nuts. You said that they were going to be better without Soto. Boone believes that. A lot of people believe that. I didn't. But even with this, like, Soto has nothing to do with the Yankee fault. It's everything else. It's not like, they're really missing that big bat.
No, but it covers up deficiencies.
Correct, it did. Yeah, all right, but they should have been different this year. Excuse me, BT, almost died right there.
Is that the popcorn?
It's a protein bar. I'm trying to eat that during the break. You couldn't use an 8-minute break there? Protein bar came up and got me.
Doof.
Oh, God, I hope that doesn't get put on social media.
Guys, get to work, please.
Point is, BT, with Vulpi all year long, that maddening inconsistent, like that's been a focal point all year long.
But it's not like he was good last year.
No, I know
he was better, but he wasn't good.
But that has been but again, bad for the third year, and even worse. That's been a huge talking point all year long. That is not fun, talking about ripping a young kid like Anthony Vulpi. Dominguez hasn't come onto the scene. Like, there have been, Bellinger's been good. Judge banged up a little bit, but even him with a down year to his extent. Like, there's been more frustrating than not with the Yankees.
Well, think about this. As much as I pointed to, the Lindor, Vientos, Manaea trio, the Soto issue with the influence on the Yankees a year ago that had really positive, downstream influence, those things are obvious, right? But then you could also say, so this is what makes it even more confounding, like, okay, but Grisham's had a monster year for the Yankees this year. He didn't do that last year. You can point to other components like, the Mets have had an injection of 3, and certainly McClain, even more so than the others. He has more starts. Highly capable electric arms that they didn't have a year ago. So,
but it's only been 8 starts.
I know. Maybe not enough to offset what seems different about the Mets and to a lesser extent the Yankees this year. But think about this. Goldschmidt has not been good, and he hasn't been very good. He's been better than Rizzo.
Right.
Bellinger has been a massive bolstering of what the Yankees, of their bottom line. So
he's been what you could have asked for, right?
I think he's been better. I remember looking at the on FanDuel, they had the over on the RBIs, and I remember one of them was like 76.5, and I remember saying to you, like, if he doesn't blow by that by like 10, 12, 15, he had a miserably unacceptable season. It's just a very confusing, and to your point, a very frustrating season.
Grisham's had a remarkable year. Cam Schlittler's seen him come up. So I think there are individual things. Soto's had a terrific year numbers-wise. The Alonso mega year with the run production. There are things to be excited about or have had fun with during the year. The problem is the low lows have been as bad as it gets. Yeah. And that has been the case in, like, we were having a lot of fun in April and May. Literally on that Friday, June 13th, we were saying, oh man, these 2 teams are the best team in baseball. Get us to the Subway Series. Mm-hmm. I wish it were October now. Since then, it's like, what the hell's going on? It wasn't just like they're 500 for a stretch. It was, they went to the basement, both of them together real quick. And since then, it's been the ups and downs, That, to me, is not fun. You could still have some fun in the team that's fighting in 500, but my God, when they look bad, both these teams, they look like they don't belong in the big leagues. And when they look good,
I agree.
When they're clicking, it's like, okay, they can win the World Series.
Yeah, and to support that first part of your statement there, the Mets have a 404 winning percentage since June whatever, and that's the 4th worst in baseball. The Rockies, some other bad teams. You don't want to be in that company. So, yeah, and the breakdowns, they haven't been, it's not like the Mets or the Yankees have played a little stagnant baseball. Like, there's been colossal meltdowns in every facet of the game. Hitting becomes invisible. Relief pitching is atrocious. For the Mets, more for the Yankees. Starters don't give you any length. Superstars not playing great for both of them at various spurts. Injuries. It's really, really been the whole thing. I guess, I guess, Sal, you have two options here, really. You just say, well, there's still time to fix this, or I don't think either team really has it. I'm kind of in between because I've never really thought either team was going to win the World Series anyway, going back to the start of the season. So, but I'm also, not dumb, and I'm not going to say, well, the math doesn't favor both teams, a little more favorably for the Yankees now than the Mets, but the Mets are still supported by the numbers where they're in. So I'm kind of straddling that middle of the road, and you said to me during the break, I just want to get to October.
I do,
and I don't blame you. Like I never want baseball seasons to fast forward and just get me to.
I've had enough.
Me too. And I never really thought about it until you said that during the break we were talking, and it made a lot of sense. Like I really do just kind of want to get to October.
Now I don't know if I'm not enjoying the ride just because the Mets have not been very good, but we're so close. Ultimately, like even if we did the flip conversation. If the Yankees won 120 games and the Mets won 115 games, the conversation would be, yeah, we've been excited. This has been a fun season. Oh, my God, remarkably fun season. But they're ultimately going to be judged in the playoffs, what they do. Both teams have the highest of expectations. That is to get to and win a World Series. So if we're going to minimize in the hypothetical that they each won 120 games in the regular season or whatever it is, then we can also minimize the regular season as long as they get in. So that's why, to me, it's frustrating because the way the sport is today, we can't make definitive judgments on these teams while there's like any normal year. I'd be like, this team is dead. They're not good. The Mets, the Yankees. I know a good team when I see it. I know a bad team when I see it. This is a bad team. I said that about both teams last year. Look at how far they got. You could say it this year, but then look around baseball, and there aren't any really good teams. Yeah, the Brewers are the best team in baseball. Maybe the Phillies. Okay, are they like unbeatable? Would you be shocked if either of those teams got beat in the first round? So I guess my point is I'm frustrated with, the way that both these two teams play here. In a pennant race, playoff spot, division race, they're getting their asses kicked every single night. And then I'm frustrated even more so that I can't make a definitive judgment on what they are because the possibilities still exist for them to achieve the ultimate goal.
Yes, but here's what's changed, though, and I'm going to bring the 2020 Knicks into it very quickly here. No culture, even though the Mets were good a couple of years ago, I get that. But, no championship culture, no high-level play, certainly nothing sustained from a Knick perspective. Thibodeau comes in. The rest of the league is half interested. COVID, empty arenas to the playoffs. Then you got some fans in there. But he took a team and he just coerced, effort out of them and accountability. And they scrapped their way to, I don't even, 43, whatever, 43, whatever the number was. And the 4 seed, that's why they hosted against the Hawks there. And, of course, they lost that. But we enjoyed that season so much because it was so different from what we were used to. And then, whether it was the next year when it wasn't as good or even last year, we were more micro-analyzing, we were actually, put it this way, I was grading wins. Like, I know they beat Team X last night, but it didn't look the way it's got. And that's what happened, Sal. Now, the Mets haven't won these last couple of games. They lost 5 straight. But when you go from a relative, from a championship perspective, non-entity to the relevant part of the pool with last year's success, the payroll, the Soto ad, all the other stuff, which was justified, and there's spotty play, the joy is completely stripped out of it. That's just the reality. I don't care what team you are in New York City.
BT and Sal on the Fan. Our friends at Town Fair Tire remind you that at Town Fair Tire, you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody. Geza is calling from Middletown, New Jersey. What's up, Geza?
Hi, guys. Thank you for taking the call. I just wanted to throw something out there about the Met chemistry because I agree with you, Sal. It's very important. Might be a little off the wall, so if you feel it is, you won't hurt my feelings. But Jesse Winker has not been on the team just about all year. When he came to the team last year, a little bit of a character, a little bit of an irritant, and he was best buddies with Lindor. I look at the team today, they're all nice guys. I mean, who's a real pain in the ass on this team? So,
yeah, I mean, I know you say meaning Winker can be a pain in the neck. Look, Geza, I think it's a fair point, and thank you for the call. I personally have not missed Jesse Winker one bit, but obviously he did have that it factor with that personality. And he fit in perfectly. The Mets had that before Winker got here last year, BT.
Yep.
And then he did bring that element of fun and energy. I mean, a lot of people reference J.D. Martinez to being the key to last season. Now, I would push back on that saying, okay, that's great for last season, but ultimately, like if you're relying on J.D. Martinez with the payroll that the Mets have, the $1 billion payroll that they have, you need J.D. Martinez to be the X factor. Something's still wrong. But maybe it's fair to question no Jesse Winker, and that's been a problem with the chemistry of the group.
And that's not the Mets' fault. He got hurt. He got hurt a couple times here. I mean, listen, I've always been of the belief that every really good team needs an irritant. You just need that guy. I would say more in basketball, an irritant like a Rodman or Starks was more than an irritant.
Yeah.
He was a good player. But that guy, that guy, even Reggie, who was great, irritant. Baseball, maybe irritant's not the perfect word, but at least somebody that's going to keep the day-to-day vibes high and even a little unpredictable. I don't know. I can't prove this, right? The other night, that would have been, I guess, 2 nights. Three, I think it was the first game. Either way, they all blend in. But when Alvarez, the little chirp, when he tagged him out on the strike 3 in the dirt, I don't know. I can't prove this, but I kind of think that if Winker's in uniform, he might be the first guy that's chirping back over the top step of the dugout.
And then feels like the other guys can follow that lead type.
And that stuff matters.
Usually Alvarez not the guy. See, the Mets do have some passionate personalities, though. Even Siri now, I know he's been hurt and he just came back. But even him, I mean, Soto's a guy who could be an irritant in a different type of way with his stoic presence and, just dominating the game the way that he could. Maybe that could rub people the wrong way, but not quite the way that Winker could do it. I don't know. I can't, again, BT, I can't sit here and say that the Mets season is failing.
Is it Winker? Not with a $350 million payroll.
Come on, man.
No, I agree. I was going to say the same thing. It was just so obvious I chose not to, but it makes sense that you do. But that doesn't mean that as we search for reasons to why it doesn't look the same, that it's not worthy of volunteering as a possibility. Like, you and I have been talking about this all day, and we're not really sure what the root of, what's amiss, what's awry. Well, to say that a guy who fit in is a scrappy type and a little nudge, a little irritant, whatever words you want to use, I appreciate throwing that into the conversation because we haven't really come up with anything better.
Here's the bottom line. A team with Jesse Winker, Jose Iglesias, and Grimace was far better, more entertaining, more fun than a team with Juan Soto on it. From just comparing the Mets from last year to this year. I can't wrap my head around that. I would have laughed anybody in their face if they said, well, I'd rather have Grimace and Iglesias and Winker than Juan Soto, but yet the results show otherwise. Yeah, it is.
Come on.
Dude, here's another thought. I give these deep thoughts, whether I'm driving in or whatever, in the shower. I'm so desperate at this point with the Mets. If they lose tonight, I'm considering getting Grimace on the horn. Dude, get him
on the horn?
Yeah, get him out there, meaning not, get it cold.
What, do you want to interview Grimace tomorrow on the show?
No. I want the
Do
Mets
some NFL picks with Grimace?
I want the Mets to get Grimace out there to throw out the first pitch ahead of the DeGrom game tomorrow night.
So you got the wrong angle. It should happen on this show.
Well,
get the Mets.
Grimace can't talk, BT.
Yeah, he can.
I'm trying to help the Mets win. What do you mean you want Grimace? Get Grimace in?
We'll put him on Zoom. He's got the size. He's got the big fat purple hands. He could just signal what he means. You could be the hero of the season. Not positive Tommy encouraging everybody to hang in there. It could be Sal because you're like, you know what? The guy that you were laughing at, or the creature, whatever it is, I don't know, whatever Grimace is. The guy that you were belittling a year ago, maybe, you matured in the last year. We get him on the horn. We get him on the show. And then you activate the 2025 Mets and Sal's a hero. You get a float if you win the World Series.
I am suggesting it. And all kidding aside, if Grimace shows up Friday night when the Mets return home.
Yes.
What do you think the energy is in that ballpark?
I think it's going to be phenomenal. I think it will be embraced. I think it should be at this point.
It would change the vibes completely. Yeah. Right or wrong, and I think it's absurd, you can't argue that if Met fans saw Grimace out there Friday night, that it wouldn't change the vibes and energy of that crowd.
Well, at least to start the game, for sure. Now, here's the thing, too.
Right.
Listen.
And then who's pitching Friday? Oh, it's Tong. Maybe he gets a chance, but yeah.
Well, it's not like the Hawk-Tua thing where that was just ridiculous. But Grimace has a purple seat. Grimace is he is embedded within the DNA, for some reason, of the Mets.
It is Mets
alumni.
alumni.
Trot him back out. We'll let him waddle back out and get the season back on the rails.
It is Mets alumni weekend.
Mets alumni
weekend.
It is
Saturday's Mets alumni day.
I understand.
I'm desperate. Get to the damn postseason. Grimace or not, like figure it. Change the vibes. Grimace was a vibe changer.
Well,
last
what am
year.
I going to do from a Yankee perspective? Who am I bringing back?
No, you're screwed. I don't know.
Cotton Eye Joe song?
You want Soto?
I'll do anything.
You want Soto back? I'll send him. BT and Sal on the Fan, 888-808-1019. Just kidding. I love Soto. This city's biggest indoor pickleball event is coming back October 10th and 11th, and it will sell out. Sign up for the fun or for the cash prizes. Go to 1010wins.com/pickleball for all the info. The pickleball tournament is presented by Nissan. At Nissan, we make cars that thrill. Experience the thrill for yourself today. Shop NissanUSA.com.
After a tough Week 1 loss to the Commanders, Big Blue is hungry, desperate, and ready to respond.
So we got to pick up, move on.
The offense is determined to strike back, and the defense is prepared to hold the line.
We bleed together. We ride together.
This week, the stage is bigger. The stakes are higher. Giants, Cowboys, one of the NFL's greatest rivalries. And this time, it's all about redemption.
We got to get ready to play Dallas and beat them.
Kickoff is 1 p.m. Sunday. The home of New York Giants football is The Fan. 101.9 FM and always live on the free Odyssey app.
In the driver's seat.
Here are the fundamentals that have helped Nielsen Dodge make customers for life. There's always zero down payment available. We'll always give you up to $1,500 over book value for any trade. If you need credit help, we're here to make it happen. And of course, great deals on any new Jeep, Chrysler, Dodge, or Ram.
Lease a new 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo X 4x4, just $299 a month. Or lease a new 2025 Jeep Wrangler 4-door Willys 4xE, just $399 a month. Or choose from hundreds of quality certified pre-owned vehicles.
Fun is in the driver's seat when you save money.
On Route 10 in East Hanover. Online at NielsenDodge.com. A proud member of the Nielsen Auto Group.
Fun is in the driver's seat.
Drive into fall event.
With approval term 24 months, due sign Cherokee 3894, Wrangler 4394, add tax tag 498 dock and DMV.
Listen to You Better You Bet with Nick Costa Sunday morning at 8 right here on The Fan. Nick will preview all the football action and get you ready for kickoff, presented by BetMGM. Make it legendary. Please gamble responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio.
Your home equity could vanish almost overnight, stolen by scammers who forge a deed and transfer it out of your name. The FBI calls it house stealing, and the worst part is you may not know it until it's too late. Find out if you're already a victim now at HomeTitleLock.com. Use promo code RADIO for a 30-day free trial, a title scan, and access to a title specialist, a $250 value. Go to HomeTitleLock.com now. Promo code RADIO.
Get ready for the concert event of the summer.
On the road again.
Catch Willie Nelson and family. Bob Dylan. Sheryl Crow. And more at the Outlaw Music Festival's 10th anniversary tour. Saturday, September 13th. PNC Bank Arts Center. Get access to preferred tickets with your Citi card. For tickets and more, go to LiveNation.com and OutlawMusicFestival.com.
We're always talking New York sports on The Fan.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Regular cancer screenings could save your life. New York Presbyterian offers a full range of cancer screenings, including lung, breast, prostate, and more. Learn more at nyp.org/cancer screening. Stay amazing. New York Presbyterian.
Hear that? That's the beginning of a journey powered by the confidence that comes from driving a vehicle so reliable. It's backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. Where your journey ends? Well, that's up to you. Visit your local Kia dealer today. Kia, movement that inspires.
See retailer for warranty details. Always drive safely. Limited inventory available.
Now at Verizon, lock in our low price, plus free roaming included in Puerto Rico. Discover the best mofongo, post that perfect sunset on La Isla, and save big with Verizon while you do it. Switch and get 4 lines for just $30 per line. See? Just $30 per month with unlimited welcome with autopay plus taxes and fees. Plus calls, texts, and data in Puerto Rico included, so you can use your phone sin problema. Stop by your New York Verizon store today. For unlimited welcome in times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds.
If you're in the market for Michelin tires, get to Town Fair Tire and get them at the guaranteed lowest price. With Michelin's innovative technologies designed for durability and performance, you can trust you're getting the highest quality tires over all the toughest of road conditions. Plus, at Town Fair, you get free services for life. So if you're looking for the best deal on Michelin tires, get to Town Fair, because nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
Get the scuttlebutt on your favorite team, the Fan, on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn app.
Power Up segment, the first edition, BT, of the Power Rankings. That's how this started a year ago. Started the Power Ups on every Thursday, and we rank our top 5 NFL teams. So after week 1, we'll give our Power Rankings. Obviously, in the offseason, we have some fun with the Power Up as well. We'll do that coming up. We'll get back to the phones here. 888-808-1019 is the number to call. We're talking Mets, Giants, Jets, Yankees, really whatever's on your mind here on the Fan. Mike is calling from Old Bridge. What's up, Mike?
Good afternoon, guys. Thanks for taking my call. Fan of the show. Just want to make a couple of points if you could just share your platform with me just for a minute and a half. Brandon first, and then I want to get to Sal. Brandon, you have been on Juan Soto all year. Weeks ago, you mocked his age, and now you think the guy's a selfish player.
I said he was a selfish player. Just to be clear, Mike.
Well, hold on, Sal. I'm going to get to you.
Yeah.
Because Sal,
you might not if you don't change your tune here. Now we'll let you go, but
yeah,
I'm
going to give you a chance, Mike. Let's go. Go ahead, bud. I'm all ears. Go ahead, get it out.
Listen, Sal. All I want to say is this now, okay? Sal, you mentioned Sean Manaea, okay? Keeping Manaea in the rotation. Granted, now he had a few good innings after the rough start when Mendoza talked to him the other night. But there is no way. You're talking about a 2-game lead. The Reds have the tiebreaker over us. We have a tiebreaker over the Giants, as you know. There is no possible way you can safely say that you want Manaea back on that mound. And another thing, Sal, you talked about calling up Grimace. You're the Ronald McDonald of this organization as a fan. You're a joke, Sal. You're a bum. You're a jinx. You jinxed this in 2022 when you said the NL East was over. You're a dummy. You're a bum, and you're worse than Frank Fleming. So keep that in mind.
Did you get it all out, Mike?
Let's go, Mets.
There you go.
Who cares what I said? Let's go, Mets.
There you go. Thank you,
job,
Mike. I hope
Mikey.
you can sleep better tonight.
Good job, Mike.
Hey, whatever. If it's me sitting here taking verbal abuse from a listener like that or call like that, if it makes you feel better, I'm here to better the world. If that's what you need to feel better about yourself, God bless you. Now, as it pertains to the Mets, if you believe, and BT and I got into this yesterday, if you believe they're better off not having Sean Manaea start, so be it. Then I counter would say, well, who else do you want to start? How did Clay Holmes do last night? You want to take him out of the rotation too?
He's been better than Manaea.
I mean, Manaea to me was better the night before.
I'm saying all the stars. Holmes been better than me. My answer was the 3 kids, which I stand by, Peterson and Holmes.
For the record, Mike, and apparently you listen to a lot of what's gone on here, I was the first one to say I'd move Manaea out of the rotation weeks ago. The Mets didn't do that and move him to the bullpen. They had him start. 2 nights ago is not the time to say it because he had his most encouraging start. Now, you could say that you don't believe it. That's fair enough. But it was his most encouraging start in months. In months. So now you're going to take him out of the rotation and pitch who? Clay Holmes, who can't go give you any length and give you quality. David Peters doesn't be good. You want to get him out of the rotation? And just wait. Just wait, because you know what's happened. The young guys are due to get hit. It's going to happen. Everybody gets hit. The young guys are due for a bad start. Maybe not McLean, because but even the best guys get hit. So what happens when Tong gets beat up? Or all of a sudden, Sproat doesn't have it the way that he did in his first start. Like, they've got to combine 3 starts, Sproat and Tong, and all of a sudden, everybody trusts them more. What happens when they get beat up? You want to take them out of the rotation, too? Like, somebody's got to pitch.
You see, I wouldn't worry too much about those guys getting hit. Not that they can, obviously. Even Cy Youngs have, 2-3 duds a year, whatever. Cy Young Award winners. But to me, they just have better stuff than Manaea. They have better stuff than Holmes. Actually has pretty good stuff, but if for whatever reason it doesn't always translate for any sort of length. But they're coming out, they're throwing high 90s. Manaea's, 92, 93, got to be perfect. That's just, and he's not perfect. He just doesn't have a feel for whatever he's trying to get to, and it's just not there.
He struck out the last 3 guys that he faced in the 5th inning, and it was no, it was Schwarber, Harper. I'm just saying that at least there were signs to be encouraged, and he actually had logic to it afterward. After the 2nd inning, where he gave up 4 runs in the first 2 innings. He had a talk with Mendoza, and now I don't know if it's going to change things. Nobody does, but it changed things for those 3 innings. That's a fact. We could say, well, I don't know about his next start. Maybe it's not going to be working. Fair enough. But it did change things in game against the Phillies, that same lineup in that ballpark where Manaea has gotten worse as his starts have gone on. He got better after that talk. So that's at least encouraging to say, well, all right, maybe he should get another start or 2. And by the way, there's 16 games left, so Manaea is insignificant. The Mets staff is not suffering because of Sean Manaea. It's everybody in that staff that has been a problem.
So my question, though, nobody really knows what Mendoza said, but why wouldn't he have that conversation before? What did he wait for it to?
I don't know.
Well, where was the talk 3 weeks ago?
This was the breaking point,
2 weeks ago.
He was pitching for a spot in the rotation. I would have had him out before that, and I thought going into that he was pitching for a spot in the rotation. And he was getting lit up, so basically that was it. And maybe that's the conversation that they had.
That could be it. That could be it. Hey, you got nothing to lose. If this doesn't, I'm going to have to. Not that he's yelling at him, but I'm going to have to bypass you. You got to figure something out. I want to run with you, but I can't the way you look. Go change something, and maybe that freed him up or whatever.
I don't know, BT.
So you don't think it was mechanical or technical? It was more just bottom line. Dude,
maybe it could be
start
a mental,
doing your job.
He's trying to be too careful. He's worried about getting hit because the results weren't there. Maybe it's lose spot. I don't know. All I know that is, first of all, I don't think it's a significant deal in the big picture of where the Mets are at right now with 16 games to go, because they could just take him out of the rotation and still have a 5-man rotation and still struggle. You can't take him, Holmes. What if Peterson goes out there tonight and gets lit? He's been god-awful. I trust him more because he's been good this year.
Yeah, he was an all-star.
They already took Manaea and jettisoned him to the minors, which was the right thing to do. Excuse me, Senga down to the minors, which is the right thing to do. Manaea, to me, would have been next to move him to the bullpen, but at least off of that encouraging start, they don't have any better options, unfortunately.
But this is the essence of our fundamental disagreement, which we talked a lot about yesterday, obviously. So, to me, when you say there's only X amount of games left, or how many starts will Manaea even have, to me, and it's my opinion that 1 is too many. And, I know. That's what I was saying yesterday. And the word that I used was experimentation. If there was, 40-something games to go, 37, 43, somewhere in that window, I could say, all right, there's still, 4, 5, 6 turns, maybe even more. Certainly more than 4 turns through the rotation, and I've got a little more latitude for the pitcher to figure things out. It's nut-cutting time. And now, you think that he figured something out in the tunnel? The results a couple of innings
after that. I don't know if he did.
You think he could have, is what I meant. And the results after that actually kind of support that. I'm not willing to take the chance because the 5 guys that I named yesterday and I just named again, to me, are better options to give the Mets a chance to win. I know it doesn't seem like a lot. 1 start, 2 starts, but when you're up 2 and you got 16 to go, the math, I don't love it. I wouldn't start him. You know that.
Fair enough. And everybody's entitled to their own opinion. You have your opinion. The caller has his opinion. I have mine. Todd Zeal has his. Me and Zeal on the same page. You and that caller on the same page.
Yeah, well, listen. You
heard everything that caller had to say.
I did. And Zeal also thought the Mets would play well last night. Yeah. They didn't. So Todd's not always right. Hopefully Todd got his batting practice in yesterday.
Doesn't mean he did.
Did he go get some swings?
He did. Doesn't mean everybody's right. As hell. Yeah, and we'll see what happens, by the way. I hope that Manaea, I'm assuming he's going to get another start, and then we'll see. He could get lit up, and that could be the Mets season. All right, BT and Sal on the Fan. We'll power up when we come back.
All right. Hey, 4 distinct all-electric Cadillacs here, Sal. Now, some drive them for the performance, others, obviously, for the range. Some drive them because, let's face it, when you pull up in a Caddy, you make an entrance. 3 different ways to turn every drive into an occasion. So, whatever the reason, never been a better time to say, let's take the Cadillac.
Yeah, BT, the all-electric Cadillac family of vehicles. Escalade IQ, Vistic, Optic, and Lyric. Visit your Tri-State Cadillac dealer today. The BT and Sal Show was presented by your Tri-State Cadillac dealers. Cadillac, the official luxury vehicle of the New York Mets.
It's Evan and Tiki. Afternoons on the Fan 101.9 FM.
Open the door to making the change after 1 week. Now, he hasn't done it because he's going to stick with Russ, but to even open the door.
Well, I don't think he didn't open the door. He just didn't slam it shut.
Well, that's kind of opening the door.
No, it's not. The door was open because of how poorly Russ played.
Listen to Evan and Tiki on demand on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
This is Maggie Gray with an Odyssey Sports Minute. After a rough opener at Miami, number 8 Notre Dame faces number 16 Texas A&M in a must-win home debut. The Irish beat the Aggies last year and are 3-0 versus the SEC under Marcus Freeman. But with few ranked teams left on the schedule, this is their last real shot at a statement win. Urgency is high in South Bend. Notre Dame can't afford another slip. I'm Maggie Gray.
Hey, want to hear something great? Right now at Wendy's, you can get 2 of the #1 selling bacon cheeseburger in all fast food, the JBC, plus medium fries and a medium soft drink for just $8. Want to hear something else great? Double the burger means double the bacon. Now that's a game changer. 2 of the #1 bacon cheeseburgers with fries and a drink for just $8. Gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only. U.S. price and participation may vary. Request $8 JBC meal deal to obtain discount. Individual items at regular price.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play.
Hey, FanDuel is getting you ready for kickoff with an offer you won't want to miss. New customers can bet just $5 and get $300 in bonus bets if you win. That's right. Pick a bet. Bet $5, and if it wins, you'll unlock $300 in bonus bets to use all across the app. You could build parlays, bet player props, ride the live lines, whatever your style, FanDuel has you covered. The NFL season is finally here, and the only question is, are you ready to play? Visit FanDuel.com/Boomer to download the FanDuel app today and get started. That's FanDuel.com/Boomer. Now, we all love the app around here. It is safe, secure, and when you win, you get paid instantly. FanDuel Sportsbook is the official partner of WFAN.
21 and over and physically present in New York. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issues, non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help with the gambling problem, go 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. Looking for the perfect place to catch the game on Long Island? Check out Tap Room, now with 9 locations, including their newest at Station Yards in Ronkonkoma. Great food, rotating craft beer, and TVs everywhere. Plus Sunday game day drink specials, wing night Thursdays, and kids eat free Tuesdays. It's the best place for sports, food, and friends. Visit taproomofny.com to find your spot.
Talk New York sports on the Fan.
Today, we're constantly taking photos and videos to remember our favorite moments. But what about those captured before the smartphone? What about the memories tucked away on aging VHS tapes, film reels, or in fading photos?
These cherished memories are fading away with time, vulnerable to threats like heat, moisture, and mold. But fear not, there's a solution to safeguard your legacy. Hi, I'm Adam.
And I'm Nick. Together, we founded Legacy Box over a decade ago with one mission: to bring your memories into the 21st century.
It's time to bid farewell to old tapes you can't watch and faded photos. Legacy Box transforms them into digital treasures, ready to share with a click.
Just like magic, your shoebox of memories is now safely stored in the cloud or on a thumb drive.
Over 1 million families have trusted Legacy Box, so you can rest assured your priceless moments are in good hands.
Don't let your childhood fade away on old tapes. It's time to digitize those priceless moments.
Fast forward into the digital age. Visit legacybox.com/value and unlock 50% off your order. That's legacybox.com/value.
Connecticut's best values at Town Fair Tire. They honor all manufacturer and valid competitor rebates, offer the most free services for life, plus give you the guaranteed lowest price. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Town Fair Tire.
It's time. Time for the pro to get everything for the job delivered. Large orders of lumber, doors, windows, paint, plumbing, anything the job needs, all from one partner. Get it today with same-day delivery. Get it tomorrow with next-day delivery on 50,000 plus products. Or get it on your timeline with scheduled delivery on everything from framing to flooring. It's time to get your whole job, all your jobs delivered. Ask about all our new delivery options at the Pro Desk. The Home Depot Pro, it's about time.
Presenting a Gain Flings love story. Dear love of my life, we were on the 12B bus this morning when I caught a whiff. A scent so fresh, so life-changing, I had to find its source. Alas, I didn't know if you were the woman in the pink freshly washed cardigan or the retired mailman next to me, but I knew one of you was my soulmate. Ah, the scent of Gain Flings. Try Gain Flings with OxyBoost and Febreze.
Hey Yankees fans, come out to Yankee Stadium on Friday, September 26th when the Yankees host the division rival Orioles for a great promotional giveaway. It's Yankees Jersey Hoodie Night, presented by Star Insurance. The first 18,000 guests in attendance will receive a Yankees Jersey hoodie. For tickets, log on to Yankees.com/tickets. Don't miss Yankees Jersey Hoodie Night when the Yankees face the Baltimore Orioles on Friday, September 26th. Visit Yankees.com/tickets today.
Now it's time to power up with BT and Sal.
Hi, BT Power Up brought to you by Princeton Longevity Center. Experience the power of personalized medicine. We've had some fun with this in the offseason, but it started with power rankings within the NFL season. It is week 1. Well, it's actually week 2 starting today. You got the Packers and Commanders. Huge week 2 matchup on Thursday Night Football.
I'm pumped for that game.
Me too. We'll give you our power rankings. And we'll probably get more entertained with that game between the Mets and the Yankees, what they've given us. We'll give you our power rankings right now. You want me to start us off, number 5?
Yeah, we'll go in descending. Okay. We always go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You go 5, and I'll go 5. We'll get it going. What do you got?
Oddly enough for me, I am going to go those Packers tonight at number 5. An impressive performance week 1, beating the Lions easily, I might add. I was high on the Packers coming in. I've always been a big believer in Jordan Love. Obviously, adding Micah Parsons as he's going to get his feet wet now, or did in week 1. He'll be a part of that Packers defense. I don't fully trust them to be a dominant team in the NFC yet, but I think after week 1, it's safe to put the Packers in the top 5. So I have them my number 5.
All right, they're on my list. They're not at number 5 here. I've got them a little bit higher. I'll get to them after. Listen, it's always interesting after 1 week where you sometimes get some volatility, some unexpected results. Guys haven't played a lot during the summer. I'm going to say this, and I'm going to preface it with, unless one of the quarterbacks goes down, I believe that all 5 teams on my list now will absolutely be in the top 10 all season unless they suffer a quarterback injury. Number 5.
I'd be curious. I'm sorry, BT. I'd be curious how many times we switched it last year.
Remember Miami gave us some early issues.
Teams,
but I think we were fairly consistent. We can always go back and look it up.
Yeah.
Number 5 for me, Chargers. Year 1 for Harbaugh was pretty good. I think year 2 with Harbaugh is going to be even better. Now, listen, it's up to Herbert to show us that he truly is a superstar rather than just a good player. And it was a pretty good start the other day. 25 for 31, 318, 3 touchdowns, no picks. The next game here, that's Monday night, week 2 at the Raiders. I know the Raiders are better. Obviously, Pete Carroll's there. Raiders look better in week 1, but they should win that. You know, they don't have a great home field advantage, even though it's a beautiful stadium. A lot of visitors come in clearly. So, does that take away a little bit some of the juice, like maybe Philly or Green Bay or other teams, the Bills maybe, but I've got the Chargers at number 5.
Impressive win, week 1, no doubt about it, against Kansas City in Brazil. You know how I feel about Harbaugh. Last year, as a matter of fact, you remember they were a team that I had on my top 5 maybe sooner than I probably should have. They did not make my top 5 list. Number 4, I'm going to go Commanders. So I went Packers 5, Commanders 4. They play tonight, and I'm not high on I can't get over, I'll be honest, I can't get over Dan Quinn. He blew the Super Bowl 28-3 years ago with the Falcons. I fundamentally do not believe in him as a head coach. However, he's got an elite quarterback in Jaden Daniels. It's not overreacting to 1 week against the Giants, who might just be an awful football team. But when you have Jaden Daniels and you have Kingsbury calling the plays offensively, what they did a year ago, and the way that they performed in week 1, I have to show them enough respect to have them in the power rankings. They are my number 4 team.
You don't have to sell me. I got them in the same spot, number 4. So I won't be repetitive. I will say, I'll take a step further. To me, Daniels is already a top 5 quarterback in the NFL. Now, he's more 5 than 1. He's already there. Kid's got the head. Kid's got the heart. Kid's got the talent. He's amazing. The other thing, too, when you hit on this, and it's good, but I want to see where it goes. Now, listen, it's hard to judge the Commanders' defense because they played the Giants, who couldn't get out of their own way, and their play calling was an abomination. So I don't think that it's fully representative of the kind of defense. It'll be good, but last week they gave up 3.7 yards a kick, like per offense, not per rush, per play, which is minuscule, but it's also the Giants. So you got to weigh that in a little bit here. Commanders are absolutely going to be a playoff team. They're going to be in the mix all season. They're really good.
Interesting here. So you already said you have the Packers in your top 5, but you haven't named them yet.
Correct.
You named the 5 and 4. I have said I do not have the Chargers. You know my 4 and 5. I think I know which team that you left off that I have in my top 3, but obviously we're going to have a discrepancy here. Number 3, I'm going with the Philadelphia Eagles. So far, 3 NFC teams, 2 in the NFC East. Hey, look, they won the Super Bowl. It was I don't want to say dominant performance over Dallas. Obviously, the defense wasn't great early on. The lightning, the way that impacted the game. But, I mean, the Eagles are just so talented. Hurts is a guy who maybe is not going to get the respect. Even after winning a Super Bowl last year, he's probably not going to get the proper respect that he ever deserves. They are just dominant. They're oozing with talent, and they have the championship pedigree. 3 might be low for some people, but I have the Eagles at number 3 on my list.
Okay, listen, they're phenomenal. They're on my list as well. I've got the Bills at number 3 here.
Wow.
Listen, Josh Allen's that guy. He's that good. So is Lamar. It's not Lamar's fault that they lost 41-40. That was a wild game. I mean, what does that say about what Josh, like the way it looked for most of it, and then what Josh Allen did late? That's a team that if they don't crack through this year, then you might, and not that Josh Allen won't be around and be phenomenal for a while, but as a collective group, the coaching staff, like McDermott, like it's go time. They got to get to their Super Bowl, and I don't know that they will, but I do know that they could throw it, and I know that they could run it with Cook. They've got multiple tight ends who are really good. They got a great fervent home base. Those fans are always nuts. I love Buffalo. I really, and in a lot of, I wish they were in a different division. Because I was talking about this with somebody last night at my son's baseball game. Like, I wish that they were in the NFC or even the NFC or the AFC, the NFC or the AFC North, because I love everything about the Bills. Like, they are one team that I identify with. I relate. Their fans are nuts. Their fans are great. It's blue collar. I love their quarterback. I just hate that they're in my division. I hate that we're playing them this weekend, but you got to give it up. The Bills are phenomenal.
Yeah,
phenomenal.
I mean, easy to root for, like you said, a fan base. And even watching the Cowboy documentary that I've been into here, you watch the whole thing only halfway through. Yeah. Can't wait to catch up on it this weekend. The Bills and getting to 4 straight Super Bowls.
Yeah, they're a big part of it for some of those.
Yeah, so as a young kid, I always felt bad for them. Yeah. Although I think I picked the Cowboys and bet the Cowboys probably years ago. Anyway, I felt bad for the Bills. Definitely can relate to the fan base that's been down for so long and now has a superstar quarterback, one of the best teams in the league. Number 2 for me is the team that they beat on Sunday night. I have the Ravens there. I know it was a loss, and it's hard to have a team in your power rankings with 0-1, but I'm looking at a big picture, what I think is who I think are the most dominant teams in the NFL and will be throughout the course of the year, not just based off of 1 week result. Dude, Lamar Jackson, I don't know how many years I got to say this. He's the best football player I've ever seen. He cannot be stopped. It's unbelievable. It's a shock that Lamar Jackson, and really a shame that he has not played in a Super Bowl yet. You feel like it's a matter of time, but the Ravens keep choking away these postseasons. The way that they dominated the majority of that game, even with the loss, to me, I have to have them as the number 2 team on my list.
They're not on my top 5, which...
I figured that was a team you left out, yeah.
It sounds, even as I'm thinking through this, again here, it seems like an egregious miss on my part, but, to me, the Bills won. So there's going to be some fluidity with those 2 teams. The Bills beat them, so I've obviously got to put the Bills in a spot. Well, maybe not obviously, but I choose to over them. And then the other ones, I've got reasons to justify them being in the top 5. So I love Lamar. The Ravens are a great franchise, but they're not in my top 5. Number 2, I had them higher than you did, the Packers. Now, that was... Now, again, we talked to Francesa about this. It was one of his main things, and he's not wrong. They lost a couple of offensive linemen. They lost a couple of coaches. Detroit's going to look different this year. Like, I think that was kind of a foreshadow. I'm not that they're going to lose and be an 8-win team, but they're not the high-level team I don't think that they were a year ago. So I don't want to overreact to Green Bay's win because I don't think the lines are the same, but they dismantled them. And I know the score got a little tighter at the end. They were punking them most of the game. Parsons only played 30 snaps, whatever it was. He hasn't even had any sort of chemistry with Rashawn Gary, who he's going to play next to and obviously do a lot of things with here. And to me, Jordan Love, and I even thought this before they got Micah Parsons, I think Jordan Love's going to be top 3, top 4 MVP. So if I think that about him, I know what Parsons is and Gary is a duo. How could I not have the Packers as a great team? Number 2, Green Bay.
I like it. Now I'm curious here. We both have yet to reveal our number ones. Eagles for you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's Eagles for me, number 1. Now, it's a reaction a little bit, but not really to the other night. It's more like a deeper extrapolation of the season. See, to me, the Eagles are one of the only teams in a division that has a chance to win 15-ish games. Right? Even though the Bills are the class of the East, AFC, like the Jets might clip, but like they're not going to win 15 games. Like it's not going to be that gaudy of a win total. I don't see anybody, including the Ravens, in the North, and the Bengals defense isn't good enough, Steelers aren't good enough to win 15. So I elevate them there because I think they're going to have home field advantage throughout, all right? I don't like the NFC East. I thought it could be a little bit better this year, but Dallas's defense is not much. The Giants don't have much of anything, though. Hopefully that starts to improve. But I do like when a team wins and they don't play particularly well. So the Eagles won. Saquon averaged, 3.3 yards a pop. The Eagles had 5 more penalties than Dallas, and they still won the football game. Next up, what we know, at Kansas City. Different environment, different level of opponent, but for me, Philly's number 1, and they're the champs.
So you have a guess at who my number 1 is?
Who did you leave at? Hold on.
I have Packers 5.
There's no way you're going Steelers. Niners?
Commanders 4.
It shouldn't be the Niners.
Well, hold on. Packers 5, Commanders 4, Eagles 3, Ravens 2.
Did you say the Bills?
Yeah.
Okay, Bills. There you go. I was just trying to search all the teams.
Yeah, so we have similar lists, but different order here. The one team that I have on that you did not was the Ravens. You have the Chargers, I guess, instead, and then it's a different order. Yeah, I mean, if I think the Ravens, again, just power ranking these teams, the Bills coming, if they didn't win that game, I would have it reversed. Ravens number 1, Bills 2, and Eagles 3.
Okay.
But the Bills, dude, that is an unbelievable win. And just showing that even though the Ravens can't be stopped, somehow they still won that game. Guess what? Josh Allen can't be stopped either. I like the different weapons that they have. I like that they could run the football. The defense, who knows what each of these teams, I do think a part of their defensive struggles was because the offense is so great. It wasn't just ineptitude from the Ravens defense that led to the Bills' success or vice versa. I think the Bills right now, all for that win, the best team. And I think clearly as I'm watching that game Sunday night, I'm like, I have a hard time believing anybody. Now, it's week 1. It's a long season. But assuming healthier, I have a hard time believing even the Eagles are as good as either the Bills or the Ravens.
Yeah, I don't feel that way. I mean, it worries, again, character win, and I love the Bills, but you also gave up 41 points at home. I don't know what this means. Obviously, most of this, although there's 1 week of stats to, I guess, influence where you rank them. I just did a random Google search, power rankings, and the first thing that popped up was The Athletic. You want me to give you their top 5 just to see what we got? They have the Eagles 1. They've got Packers 2. They've got the Bills 3. They've got the Chargers 4. And they've got the Commanders 5. Niners 6, Rams 7, and Ravens 8.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm just curious. I mean, they're all going to be different.
Yeah, exactly, which is good. That's why I like doing it. All right, BT and Sal on the fan. We'll come back. Get back to your calls here. Mets, Yanks, NFL, Jets, Giants, whatever it is that's on your mind today. 888-808-1019.
Going on a drive deep to left. Got a chance. Giddy up, baby.
It's Thursday night baseball in the Bronx with the Yankees and Tigers. 7:05 tonight. Driven by Jeep.
And it is gone.
That was an extraordinary play.
Susan Waldman and Dave Sims call all the action on the home of Yankees baseball. The Fan. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
Hey, Tiki here. Imagine a world where all your smart devices work together seamlessly in one simple ecosystem. Introducing the Sloman's Shield Link. With Sloman's Shield Link, transform your home into a truly intelligent smart home experience. Control your lights, heating and cooling, door locks, cameras, TVs, just about anything in your home. Life is busy, and daily daily stresses add up. But with Sloman's Shield Link, your home tech works in harmony, making life more convenient, safe, and enjoyable. Now imagine pulling into your driveway, and with one tap, your home welcomes you. Lights on, doors unlocked, only to hear your favorite music. A true smart home isn't just about gadgets. It's about comfort and security. With Sloman's Shield, enjoy a full integration of home security and automation, all at your fingertips. Make your life easier and your home a safer haven. Learn more at SlomanShieldLink.com or call 1-800-ALARM-ME. Embrace the future of home living with Sloman's Shield Link.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. Also that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Chumba Casino brings non-stop fun straight to your screen. Anytime, anywhere. Explore hundreds of games like slots, blackjack, and instant scratch-style cards. Sign up to unlock your free welcome bonus and daily login bonuses. And enjoy your chance at exciting prizes without spending a thing. Just click, play, and enjoy the ride. Sponsored by VGW Group. No purchase necessary. See terms at ChumbaCasino.com. Must be over 21 and present in a state where it's legal to play.
Luxury just got tripled with Mercedes-Benz of Edison, Mercedes-Benz of Union, and Ray Cattina of Freehold. 3 powerhouse locations in New Jersey. 1 legendary name, Ray Cattina. More inventory, featuring one of the East Coast's largest selections of new and pre-owned Mercedes-Benz vehicles. More convenience with 3 state-of-the-art service centers to keep your Mercedes-Benz running like new. And of course, legendary Ray Cattina customer service, where you always come first. Experience the power of 3 at BenzFam.com.
We've got more sports talk coming up on The Fan.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9834. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9834. That's 800-575-9834. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Rutgers football is back in Piscataway throughout the rest of the fall. Don't miss a moment. This is Coach Shiano. Keep chopping and join the fun on the Rutgers Boardwalk. Free rides, games, entertainment, parades, and more, all before every home game. It's all free family fun at the Rutgers Boardwalk. Visit us online at ScarletKnights.com. Don't miss a moment. See Coach Shiano and the Rutgers football team all fall long at SHI Stadium.
Now at Verizon, lock in our low price, plus free roaming included in Puerto Rico. Discover the best mofongo, host that perfect sunset on La Isla, and save big with Verizon while you do it. Switch and get 4 lines for just $30 per line. See? Just $30 per month with unlimited welcome with autopay plus taxes and fees. Plus calls, text, and data in Puerto Rico included, so you can use your phone sin problema. Stop by your New York Verizon store today. For unlimited welcome in times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds.
Hey everyone, Boomer here. I had a tomahawk steak last night that was absolutely cooked to perfection. Now, you already know how it was done with the Chef IQ Sense, the wireless thermometer that eliminates under or overcooking your chicken, fish, or meat, whether you're cooking on a stovetop, oven, or grill. It is built to withstand extreme heat, and the app alerts you when to take the steaks off the grill and even when to flip them. Order the newly released 3rd generation Chef IQ Sense right now at chefiq.com and make sure to put the code word Boomer in for 20% off.
Wake up with Boomer and Gio. Mornings 6 to 10 on WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1, New York, and Odyssey Sports Station.
WFAN Sports Flash.
Good afternoon.
afternoon at 1:02. I'm Andrew Bogish. Your Sports Flash is sponsored by Total Orthopedics, the experts at getting you back to being you. Total Orthopedics is Long Island's premier orthopedic practice. From simple sprains and broken bones to complex sports injuries, they are the experts at getting you back to being you. Total Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. Visit TotalOrthoExpress.com today. The New York Post says Anthony Vulpi got a cortisone shot in his left shoulder just yesterday, roughly 4 months after he felt a pop in that shoulder diving for a ball against the Rays. Aaron Boone called Vulpi a gamer yesterday, said he didn't think the shoulder was to blame for his struggles, but couldn't rule it out, of course. Vulpi not in last night's starting lineup. Tonight's is not out yet. Series finale with the Tigers, 7:05 here on The Fan. Series finale in Philly, 7:15 first pitch on Odyssey Mets Radio. David Peterson on the mound trying to stop this 5-game skid. Neither the Giants nor the Reds played today, so the Mets wildcard lead can only change by a half game. And Andrew Thomas will be on the field for Giants practice today. Fan weather is sponsored by NJMEP Manufacturing Day, October 3rd in Freehold. If you work in New Jersey manufacturing, your chance to network, learn, and connect with resources for your business is October 3rd, the annual Made in New Jersey Manufacturing Day in Freehold. Both gubernatorial candidates will share their vision for industry in New Jersey. Register today at njmep.org. It's 74 and sunny in Central Park, and that's what's happening. Sports Flashes, top of every hour. I'm Andrew Bogish.
Catch all the play-by-play with Susan Waldman and Dave Sims, the home of Yankees radio, The Fan, on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn.
Presented by your Tri-State Cadillac dealers. Cadillac, the official luxury vehicle of the New York Mets. We've talked a lot about the Mets today, a lot about the Yankees as well, BT, but the fans don't seem to be calling about the Yanks today, meaning that the energy right now is with the Mets and the panic, with the
here, and it was a smaller sample that I needed to see a little bit more of, and let's see what happens this weekend up in Boston. Let's see what happens today, although they already lost the series to the Tigers. But there was some evidence in the previous few series the Yankees were taking care of business, beating some better teams. Obviously, that goes out the wayside when you get outscored 23-3 in 2 games here. I think one of the differences too is that, Rodon was not amazing last night, but he was good.
He was fine, yeah.
He was good. And look, I'm looking at some of the arms that were thrown out there, like the last 2 nights, obviously,
But Daboll, Weaver...
Weaver's the one that worked. First, I don't know why Weaver was pitching there. I have no idea.
Well, Boone said he didn't have anybody else, right? Didn't he say that he hated to bring...
throw a position arm, which he eventually did. Which he eventually did anyway.
Yeah.
I don't need to see Weaver out there at that point, but... and Hill's going to have to be on the mound to get some meaningful lefty outs in October, which he did a year ago as well. But, Daboll, you don't trust him. He's not going to get the baseball in a higher leverage spot, I don't think, in the playoffs. And if so, you better hold your breath. What does worry me a little bit here, now I can't speak to the lack of calls or lack of Yankee fear. Number one, I'd like to see Aaron Judge eventually go on a tear. I mean, it's not me calling him out. It's me stating the obvious. Aaron Judge... If I'm going to be fair to the situation, and you can go and you can test me on this, you guys can look. I already did it. If I was going to say, well, listen, Juan Soto's first couple of months were awful, but his stats are really good now. Well, then I also have to be fair and say, well, the first couple of months for Aaron Judge were absolutely all-time amazing, and he's been very, very quiet the last 2.5, 3 months. At one point, he's batting 400, this guy.
And by the way, it won't matter if he goes on a tear once the calendar turns to October.
For sure.
No, but I'm with you. It's got to be a concern.
It's got to be consistent, and it's got to be a concern. Now, the one thing I'll say, too, this is a concern. I think the Yankees have enough bats, maybe not against elite pitching staffs from 1 through 12 or 1 through 13, but let's say they fall behind in a playoff game 5-1 fairly early, or 6-0, or 7-3. You're not going to go to, I don't think, a Cruz or a Weaver or a Williams or one of the studs on the back end to stabilize that game. You're going to go to one of these other guys who's been getting their face kicked in the last couple of nights here. So what worries me is that if the Yankees fall behind early in a big game, the arms that they come in to relieve the starter who got hit, assuming it's a lopsided score, I don't have any confidence they're going to keep the game on the rails to give the Yankees offense even a puncher's chance to come back and get into the game.
And even their better guys in the bullpen. I mean, outside of Bednar, who do you really trust right now? I mean, that's a major issue.
Trust Cruz. Cruz the other night. Oh, yes. The other night, Cruz was terrible. I mean, that was the worst inning I've seen all year.
Yeah, why do you trust him so much?
He's got the highest strikeout rate in baseball, 41%. That's number one. Nobody strikes out more batters than Fernando Cruz in baseball.
So what?
And he's got the nastiest splitter in baseball. Listen, I mean...
Has he been consistent getting out?
With the Yankees, he's been 100% consistent. Dude, his ERA's under 3. Fernando Cruz has been great this year.
I do not think... He's not a guy that I would...
We're not watching the same guy. Fernando Cruz has been terrific this year.
Well, what happened the other night?
He got his face kicked in.
Okay. So
that's one game.
I said, do you trust him? And you, okay.
I do trust him. I trust him. You know why I trust him too? And I took us. I was over the weekend. He pitches with anger, and he pitches with like an old school chip on his shoulder. There were a couple of situations going back to last weekend where he got big outs, and one time he just Toronto, maybe in Toronto, where he just came off the mound that he was like yelling and fiery, and then he was in the dugout and he was slapping hands like.
Yeah, you love that. I know.
Listen, I don't love it if there's no results behind it, but up until the other night, Fernando Cruz has been one of the best relief pitchers in baseball.
I mean, he didn't just get.
I know what he did the other night. It was terrible. Go to the other 15 appearances.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, he was awful. I'm granting you that.
Yeah, I'm looking at him now. All right, he gave up a run. Let's see, who was that against Houston? In 1 inning, 2 hits, and 1 earned run there. Prior to that, last time was in June. He gave up, he gave up another run there. Yeah, I mean, he's been all right. He's been good. Maybe he's been one of their better arms. I can't say watching Fernando Cruz has given me the utmost confidence in it. I like his stuff. It's nasty. But when you implode to the tune of 3 walks and 5 runs and can't get an out, I have a hard time trusting that guy regardless of the body of work before that. Moving forward. Now, it doesn't mean they can't. Maybe he can get it done. But there's been inconsistencies as well. Like, to me, the Yankees' most trusted relievers should have been Bednar and Luke Weaver. And now, I don't think you can say that about Luke Weaver. Obviously, Devin Williams to start the year, you can't trust him totally 100%. So, Cruz might have to be your second best guy, but in a big spot, how do I know he's not going to implode?
Well, I mean, listen, you don't. And neither do I. I'm just telling you what I've seen so far this year. And also incorporating the other night, which was outrageously inept. I mean, I'll give you this a little bit to an extent, not about changing my opinion on Cruz. I love him. But if you're a splitter pitcher, and that's his pitch, he's talked about, he actually calls his splitter, not in an arrogant way. He's like, it's a gift from God. I have no idea how I learned how to throw this and how it's so effective. And just to reiterate, he's got a 40 or 41% strikeout rate. It's 1 or 2 in baseball. It's 99%. It's phenomenal. But and this is where I'm going to meet you a little bit here. Because he's got a 2.0 ERA for his career. He's been a little volatile. Right. Also pitched in a small ballpark, maybe the circumstances. Mm-hmm. But when you're a splitter pitcher and you don't have it right away,
then he gets hit hard. Right.
It's kind of like Clay Holmes with the sinker that we talked about last year when he started melting down for the Yankees. If you start a pitch at the lower third, which is where the splitter you could actually start higher and it can still drop into the shin guard. But when you are reliant on anticipating a break in a sinker or a splitter and it's not there, well, you can walk 3 guys. And not only did he walk 3 guys, he was bouncing a bunch. He was killing worms, throwing a few 59-footers. So what I choose to do, because I have more faith in the evidence that he's provided me before the other night, is to flush the other night. Now, if it happens again, that's a different reaction. I trust him more than Luke Weaver.
Okay,
I actually do.
Okay, fair enough. But let's just say I give you Cruz, and I'm not because I don't trust him, but you do more than me. That's fine. Mm-hmm. Let's say those 2 are trusted. Who do you trust beyond them?
The closer. Closer's phenomenal.
No, I said beyond Bednar.
Oh, I didn't hear you say Bednar.
Beyond,
okay.
Yeah.
So beyond Bednar and Cruz?
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to have to trust that Williams could get some outs when it matters.
Well, that's my point. They're going to need him to, but you can't trust him.
But no, Sal, think about the discussion we're having right now. The debate started with Cruz, right, which is a good debate. You didn't ask me about Devin Williams. Like, Devin Williams worries me.
I'm talking about the Yankee bullpen overall.
It's been a problem half the year. I understood.
Well, I know that, but then when they went out there and made those acquisitions, the hope was that it was going to get fixed. Their bullpen has been atrocious. So if you forget about even the numbers or whatever's happened prior to today, where are the arms that you trust? Obviously, Bednar, he's done a good job since coming over here. Okay, so you trust him to a certain extent. Weaver has been a massive disappointment. Devin Williams has been, to say he's been a massive disappointment would be an understatement. Okay, you trust Cruz. I don't necessarily. Doval, I thought was going to be bad. better. He's been
so did I. He's been a zero.
That's what I mean. So
I don't trust him at all.
Arms, it's hard to because you're going to need more than two. And you maybe could say 1.5, whatever, but you're certainly going to need more than two come October to get through with their bullpen.
What about one of the starters who gets thrown into the mix there? You know, I don't want to do it with Schlittler. I want him to take the baseball in one of the first 3 games. But
Heel? What are you doing it with?
I mean, Rodon's got to get a start. I'd like to. Heel walks probably will. Yeah, definitely Will Warren. Okay. Yeah, I mean, to me, Luis Heel walks too many guys. Like he even last year when he was really, really dominant to start. He loses command of the strike zone. But I don't know if he's a guy that I want coming out of the bullpen, up a run, down a run, up 2, down 2, where it could be walk, and now the next guy's got to come in and it's a 3-run bomb or a rough situation. Here's the thing. You got to understand, though. Like, there's complete confidence in the bullpen, which I do not have with either team, but we're talking about the Yankees now. I don't have that. But there's also varying degrees of confidence with certain guys. So removing meaning, what I mean by that is Luke Weaver's not Mariano, and he was bad last night, but I trust him enough where I think he'll pitch well more than not. Bednar is obviously really good, although he's got to prove he can do it here in New York. You know, Devin Williams been all over the map. You know what I just said about Fernando Cruz. I think if they play well and they piece this together well and they're buttoned up from a managerial perspective and they utilize and deploy the weapons properly, I think the Yankees bullpen can be really good. But I'm not a fool. It can also be really bad. Yeah, but I do like Cruz.
I think Weaver getting lit up quite a bit has been the biggest problem because at least if you could say, all right, well, we got Bednar and Weaver, and now you just need maybe one of those other arms to come through.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I get it, dude.
That's a little bit of an issue. Not to mention the shortstop, which we didn't even get into a lot. We did bring it up before with Volpi and Caballero. They're going to have to probably play him more often.
He better play again. You got to run him back out there today. Yeah. I don't care he didn't do a whole lot last night. You got to play him.
I mean, I'm assuming he's going to take over at some point soon here. They could say, well, it's over.
Yeah.
Like we can't debate it any longer. You and I have had this debate dating back to last year, really. Like they could have sent Volpi down and try to fix him. We had that conversation this year. They've tried a little bit of the rest. Nothing they've done has worked. I had said send them down to the minors a long time. And now, obviously, you can't send them down to the minors. Season's over here, but Volpi's career might be over. Like, I don't think that's drastic to say. He's A, been a massive bust. B, it continues to get worse. And the noise has just gotten louder and louder and louder to a point where he can't field the ball properly or throw the ball properly. That's as basic as it gets. If he were hitting 200 and giving bad at bats, it'd be one thing. Yeah. The fielding to me, and early on we saw the fielding, that's where you start. God, there was a point where he stabilized a little bit. He just can never fully get over the hump.
He's had an absolutely unacceptably, alarmingly bad season. It's been terrible. And I support him as much as anybody. I wouldn't play him. I mean, I'm running Caballero out there. Here's the one curveball, though, and let me connect Judge to Vulpi in a weird way. So the other night, was it last night? I guess it was 2 nights ago, whatever. Well, they all blend in, God. So Judge threw, I guess it was 2 nights ago, from right field, he threw one 90 miles per hour. Now, no, I'm sorry. He averages 90 miles per hour on throws from right field. He threw one 80.4 prior to that. When he was coming back, like the last game was like 70-something. So he's inching his way up. Is there more than 80? I don't know. But let's say, God forbid, it's not more than 80, or really, God forbid, like there's more discomfort and he can only hit. Well, then at that point, you might have to play Vulpi, because if Judge can't play the field, and I'm not saying we're going to get there, but I'm just throwing a little curveball. If he can, well, then you're going to have to play Caballero in right field a little bit. And then you're going to have to play Volpi at shortstop. If Judge is locked and loaded defensively, you could go right to left. Judge, Grisham, Belly, obviously, who's really good anywhere. And then you could go Caballero at shortstop.
Yeah.
But if Judge can't play the field, who else? I guess you could do Bellinger in right, Grisham in center. I mean, they seem fairly averse to doing anything with Dominguez at this point. You're not going to run Stanton out there and play defense in the outfield in the playoffs.
What happened to Dominguez?
I don't have an answer for you.
I mean,
I don't know.
Well, maybe the Yankees didn't develop him properly. Like, when I said send Dominguez down to the minors or send Volpi down to the minors, people take that as disrespectful toward them. I'm trying to make them as good as they possibly can be before coming up here so you don't have this issue. This was not what Jason Dominguez was supposed to be, or Volpi, or even Austin Wells. Speaking of Austin Wells, Chris is calling from Milford, Connecticut. What's up, Chris?
So it's a lot of hostility on the air today. Got to take a step back and just give you guys some credit for the roller coaster ride that was Austin Wells over home runs at 17.5.
Yeah, I mean, was it really a roller coaster ride, though, Chris? Come on, we kind of had that one in the bag early on.
Listen, it started off, the first pitch to him of the season was a home run.
Yeah,
so I'm sitting here being like, I mean, these guys are genius, like listener for life, right? And then the season goes on, and I mean, it felt like the last couple of weeks I'm texting my buddy Derek being like, listen, I don't know if this is happening. Like, he's on the bench right now. And then he had that 2 home run night maybe 2 weeks ago. Cash the day after. I mean, got to give you guys some credit and have some positivity going into a Friday
I
tomorrow.
love but Sal's the one who made the pick.
We appreciate that, Chris.
Thanks,
Thank
Chris.
you for the call. As a matter of fact, I remember being shocked because if memory serves, you had first pick.
I did.
And you didn't take it.
I
And
know.
I was like, how's
and
he
I've been
leaving
pumping him up for 2 years.
Yeah.
I know.
I was like, hadn't you left this well 17 and a half on the board? I'm jumping at that one.
I don't know how I missed that, but you know what? I think I'm still going to win. I think I get away from that.
4-1?
Well, yeah, because the Mets aren't going to get to. I picked the Mets under, and that was the determining one. Mets aren't going to get to 90.
I also could go.
I don't think.
I also no, they're not getting to 90.
I'm not sure if they're going to get to 86.
Let me just see. So you have your
pulling out the folder here?
I have mine.
I don't have. Oh man, I may have left it in a different. Oh, let's flush through this here. And while we're looking for this, one more thing on Austin Wells as we're looking for it. Oh, I did find it. Nice. Give me a sec. So Austin Wells also leads baseball in sacrifice flies, which seems like all right, fantastic. I mean.
At least he's not striking out.
Well, true, but to me that speaks to his ability to situationally hit. I think he's got a lever to 12, and he had 2 in a game last week. Austin Wells, and I remember saying this to you about a week or so ago, very quietly because he was hovering around 2 for a while, and he's kind of creeping up to 220. Austin Wells for the last 30 days has been hitting very well. So, I said last year I think eventually he's going to be an all-star. I think with his power, I think eventually he's still going to make an all-star team, and I think his upside is really good. And it shows something that he bounced back, which Vulpi's not done. Wells has bounced back from a very rough stretch, and Vulpi's actually gotten worse.
Just looking it over here.
Yeah.
Wells over, I had that. Lindor over the steals and homers, 53. I got that.
Okay.
Mets over 90.5, going to lose that. The Yankees over 88.5. Are they going to get me to 89 here, BT?
Yeah, we'll take care of you, buddy. We'll throw you a bone. We got you.
No, all kidding aside. So they have 17 games left. All right, so I'll get that, right? Because I figured that. I was like, when we last did this, I was like, all they have to do is go 12-12. But they went off, the last 2 nights not encouraging. All right, so I should.
You're good.
They have 80 wins right now, so I need 9 more wins from the Yankees.
Correct.
That means I am 3-1 with Juan Soto's OPS in the balance.
Oh, wouldn't that be fitting? Juan Soto determining, sticking the L right on Sal's forehead.
You're better with the numbers than I am.
Okay, talk to me.
Is it possible to go up 15 points over the next 16
from an
games?
OPS perspective? 100%.
Okay.
You can go up 15 points OPS in 3 or 4 games.
Okay, so there you go. So 931. So Soto's career is 950. The bet was 945.5.
Uh-huh.
He's at 931.
Yeah,
right
last
now.
night bumped him up a little bit.
Yeah, so
he was like 920 something.
I need a strong finish from Soto, otherwise he's going to be looking at 3-2.
Come on, Soto, going that little 0 for 11 funk here, buddy. All right, so now here's what I'm looking at, and I don't even do I have the updates here or no? Usually I have that too. I don't know if I did that. So I've got Pete for over 35.5 home runs. He's going to get there.
What does he have right now?
Maybe if you don't, look at it. He's going to get that'll be a win. Freed already has 151
He's
whiffs.
got 33, Pete.
All right, so he's got to hit 2.5 more. I'm not 2.5.
3 more.
He's got to hit 3 more. What am I saying 2.5? I'm looking at the half here.
Okay.
What do you mean you don't know?
I'm saying he's got to hit 3 more home runs.
He will.
Okay.
If he doesn't, I mean, and he's had such a good year in so many respects. He will. Pete's going to get there, so that'll be 1-0. But I hear you. I mean, it's like there's 40 games left. All right, so I'm going to chalk it up as a win, but understanding maybe it could be a backdoor loss. Freed over, win, 151 whiffs. Vientos under, 86.5 RBIs. I won that months ago. Mets under, 91.5 wins. That's a lock. So I right now will be absolutely at least 3 of 5 wins if Pete is a win, which I believe it will be. Come on, Pete, wake up.
Mine comes down to Soto, yours comes down to Pete?
No, mine comes down to, so you can go 4-1 or 3-2.
I already have 3 wins in the bag.
Okay, but what are the other 2 though? The Yankees to get the wins, and
if the Yankees, assuming the Yankees get that gives me 3. Soto would give me 4.
I think we're going to tie here.
At 3-2?
Well, no. At 4, if you can go 4-1, right?
If Soto gets, that's a big if. If he gets over that
swing. I think he's going to get there.
You give me the Yankees.
You're going to get the Yankees.
All right, so then you're 2.
I think you're going to get Soto.
You have 1 or 2 in the balance.
I've got 2. Pete's, I still feel really good about. The other one I lost. Volpe over 297 on base percentage.
At worst, we're both 3-2 at worst.
Yeah, I'm going to go 4-1.
At best, we'll both 4-1.
I think I'm going to go.
But I got more work to do to get to 4-1 than you do.
Yes, and what we had I have this in a different notebook. We had a tiebreaker.
Oh, yeah,
what
you were
was
gonna
it
win.
again? Do you know what it was?
I don't remember.
It was about a specific player. Either way, I could look that up. But yeah, it's tight.
BT and Sal on the Fan. Warrior calls when we come back. 888-808-1019. Yanks, Mets, whatever it is. Jets, Giants, whatever it is you want to talk about. Ahead of this Week 2 matchup tonight, Thursday Night Football. BT.
Should be a good game, no doubt, Sal. Hey, let me tell you about Cash App. It's built for this city. You've got built-in security that is rock solid. Face ID, scam warnings, 24/7 chat support. Basically, it's like having a bodyguard for your money. So you work too hard, as we know, to let anything slip through the cracks and have that money disappear. Download Cash App today. Use code WFAN10 and send $5 to a friend within 14 days. And Cash App is going to drop a 10 spot right back in your account. Pretty easy. Terms apply. That's money. That's Cash App. Cash App, a financial services platform, not a bank. Banking services provided by Cash App's bank partners. Prepaid debit card also, and it's issued by Sutton Bank. Member FDIC. Direct deposit, overdraft coverage, and discounts provided by Cash App, a Block Inc. brand. Visit cash.app/legal/podcast for full disclosures.
Every Saturday at 8 a.m., it's Kickoff with Boomer and Mike Valenti, where the guys break down the biggest headlines and storylines from across the NFL.
I look forward to breaking down that game with you, but I know we do have some NFL news to get into and talk about.
Kickoff with Boomer and Valenti is brought to you by Nationwide. For your insurance and financial needs, Nationwide is on your side. The Fan, 101.9 FM, and always streaming on Odyssey, TuneIn, and the iHeartRadio app.
I'm Dan Day from the BetMGM Network, helping you beat the books. Tonight's play is an anytime touchdown by Terry McLaurin. McLaurin has a history of playing really well against the Green Bay Packers. In fact, he's never played against the Packers and not scored a touchdown. A perfect 3 for 3 in his career. I expect the Commanders' number one wideout to continue that streak tonight. Take Terry anytime touchdown on Thursday Night Football. Bet smarter and beat the books. Download the BetMGM app today. Please gamble responsibly.
Now that I'm a dad, I can't stop thinking about what would happen to my kids if something happened to me, like losing the house or not affording college.
Yeah, that used to keep me up at night too. It's why I finally got life insurance from Ethos. It's 100% online. No medical exams, just a few health questions. I got $2 million in coverage for around $2 a day.
I never realized it was that simple. Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game.
Rates may vary. Bill monthly. Sample rate 10-year term life policy for a 35-year-old healthy non-smoking male.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla of speed test intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 a monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
Town Fair Tire became New England's #1 discount tire dealer by giving you the absolute lowest prices guaranteed. And with over 100 stores from Connecticut to Maine, we'll beat anybody's price. Other dealers, we beat them. Warehouse clubs, we beat them. Online sites, we beat them all every day. So remember, for the absolute guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires, nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
Why is Macy's one-day sale the one sale you can't miss? For starters, you'll find our best prices of the month on fall's top trends, like $99.99 for trenches and barn jackets, diamond bracelets $249, and for cozy nights in, comfy sheets at $19.99 and under. Plus, it's Star Money bonus days, when Star Rewards members can earn Star Money faster. Not a member yet? Join for free online or in-store. Don't miss Macy's one-day sale tomorrow. Savings off already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
Get ready for more BT and Sal on the Fan.
We could tell you what it's like to drive the Nissan Rogue and tell you all about its performance capabilities, like its VC turbo engine. It's I can go virtually anywhere type of freedom. Nice. But you don't have to take our word for it. Go drive it for yourself. You're up. Experience the power of the Nissan Rogue.
Drive the Nissan Rogue. Get 0% APR for 60 months on the 2025 Nissan Rogue, Pathfinder, or Murano. Visit your local Nissan store and nissanusa.com today. For well-qualified buyers, example, 0 down payment, 60 months financing at $1,667 per month per thousand financed. Actual down payment may vary. Subject to Nissan Motor Acceptance Company credit approval, not all buyers qualify. Dealer contribution may affect actual price set by dealer. Contact dealer for details. Ends September 30th, 2025.
Listen weekdays from 1 to 2 on The Fan for the call of the day with BT and Sal, brought to you by Wind Creek Bethlehem. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility, he knows keeping the line up and running is a top priority. That's why he chooses Grainger. Because when a drive belt gets damaged, Grainger makes it easy to find the exact specs for the replacement product he needs. And next day delivery helps ensure he'll have everything in place and running like clockwork. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Ready to kick off the fun? Chumba Casino is your go-to game plan during halftime or overtime. From spinning slots to instant scratch-style cards, it's like running the perfect play, all from home. New players score a free welcome bonus and daily logins with a shot at some serious prizes every time you play. Get in the game and visit ChumbaCasino.com today. Let's Chumba. Sponsored by VGW Group. No purchase necessary. See terms at ChumbaCasino.com. Must be over 21 and present in a state where it's legal to play.
Some things are hard to commit to, like learning how to surf or saving for a family vacation. But one commitment that's easy, switching to Fios Home Internet with a 5-year price lock guarantee. That means 5 great summers of fast, reliable internet at the same low price. All with the Fios 1 gig internet plan. Plus no hidden fees or equipment charges. Call 1-833-VERIZON to switch today. Price guarantee applies to base monthly rate only for new and existing My Home customers.
Talk New York sports here. The Fan.
BT Town back on The Fan, 888-808-1019.
All right, so I just saw this during the break here. Listen, I don't think this is an excuse. I don't really know what level of comfort this should provide Yankee fans that maybe this is why he's had such a rough season, but to not incorporate this into the discussion, at least now for a minute, would be irresponsible. All right, so I just saw that Boone said that Anthony Vulpi had a cortisone injection in his shoulder. All right. So now we all remember...
That was today he said that?
Yeah. Well, I'm saying he just had it today. He just had the shot today.
And Boone said this?
Yeah, I guess Brian Hoke, some others had it, right?
Okay.
So you remember this play, was that early? I think it was May 3rd. It was against Tampa, definitely grabbing and diving for a ball. And he hurt his non-throwing shoulder.
Okay.
And I remember watching that and looking at my son saying, he may have just wrecked his shoulder. For a second, I thought the season was over. Like he was in dire pain. He fought through it. Wasn't that big of a deal. But he did say after the game that he heard something pop. Now, when you play this long, it's not a good enough excuse to say that's why you've regressed in every category. It's also your non-throwing shoulder, so why are you bouncing balls to first base? That's why I say I just want to flush through this here. But these are just the facts. When he got hurt, he was hitting .240, which isn't amazing, but it's better than now. His OPS was about .770, and his on-base percentage was 40 to 50 points higher than it is now. It was early, understood. But to me, from an offensive perspective, if your shoulder's jacked up, we know this from other injuries. You compensate, you change things, and then you get in bad habits, and then you're down a rabbit hole of hell, and you just never figure your way out of it. I can't attach a ton to this, but I can't dismiss it myself.
I'll dismiss it, and only because he's played such a long time afterward. Haven't heard a peep from it. Also, it's not like he's got the pedigree to where he's been a high-level performer for 2 years, and this was the anomaly. Mm-hmm. It's progressively gotten worse for him since year one. So maybe there is a correlation there. I don't know. I find it hard to believe, BT, that nobody at all, like all the Yankee propaganda that we've heard from Boone or everybody else as it pertains to Anthony Vulpi, not once did somebody say that you know what, he's potentially compromised here. The guy's fighting it out, toughing it through, playing through a little bit of a shoulder issue. And to further your point, it's not the throwing arm. Like, yes, okay, offensively maybe, but to me the biggest issue with Vulpi has been defense, because there's no excuse for throwing worm burners to first base. Like, that just can't happen. And the way he backs up on balls, being defensive in his fielding. Which
the mechanics are just down the chute here.
Yeah, which to me is more mental than anything else. So I understand it. I don't know if he's hurt or not. Obviously, if you're getting a cortisone shot, something is off.
Yep.
I would not make that the primary reason. I'm not saying excuse, because I think that's harsh.
Yeah, for sure. I got you. I listen, it's not an excuse because, and it can't be, because if he had a body of work, if he had, if he was wit and he was banging 40 doubles a year and hitting 310 and 100 and something RBIs, and he was doing this, you'd be like, oh, it's the shoulder. Nobody's saying that. I feel like I've got to double check this. I feel like once or twice, just very much glossed over, never an excuse, never a crutch. I feel like I really do recollect Boone saying that at some point during the summer. Who knows? I'll double check. But the other thing, too, is just food for thought. Again, what does it mean? I don't know. It should mean that Caballero continues to play is what it really should mean. But think about how Anthony Vulpi came out after the All-Star break. He came out banging. A couple of home runs in Kansas City. I don't have the exact game log, but I know he played well. He looked a little different. Was that because he had 5-6 days of inactivity and maybe the shoulder felt better? I don't know. And then as soon as he got back in the rigors of sliding and playing, it started to get jacked up again? I don't know. I'm not in his body. I've had cortisone shots before. They don't hurt. Sometimes they help. Sometimes they don't. It takes at least a day or so to root where you know if it's going to have any like advantageous effects here. So here's my call. He's not playing tonight, not playing tomorrow, and based on merit, he should not. I think the first time we see...
You saw the lineup, he's not playing tonight?
I didn't. I'm just saying, if they put him out there after a cortisone shot, they're nuts.
I got you, okay.
So I don't think he's going to play tonight. I don't think he should play tomorrow. I think the earliest is Saturday. I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't play one full game in Boston. I really wouldn't be surprised.
We'll see what Booney does with that lineup with Anthony Vulpi. Bonnie is calling from Pennington, New Jersey. What's up, Bonnie?
Hi, guys. How are you?
Good.
I'm sorry for some of the rough calls you're getting. I think all New York fans are frustrated with what's going on. I have to say, I think Williams, no good. Can't take the bright lights of New York. I don't think we can blame him. He just can't. Think about Sonny Gray. Back when he was with the Yankees, same thing. Couldn't produce. I think this guy, Cruz, he's definitely the way to go. He brings energy to a team that some days shows up, other days they don't show up.
No,
I like him a lot.
Real quick, so you and I both really like Cruz. His energy's infectious. He's got nasty stuff. Okay.
Absolutely.
No doubt. And I don't love Williams.
I think Bednar, I think Bednar also, bring him in. I think Williams, I think we have to move on from that.
Well, that's what they're going to after the season. He's not going to be back. But what I would volley to you, and thanks for the call, or anybody who thinks, and you just said this, Bonnie, so I'm just going to respond to your words. He's not built for New York, Sonny Gray, et cetera. Carl Pomano, we know the list, others too. But if he was, and I'm not saying he is built for New York, but if he definitively was not, I don't think he bounces back after that awful start to the season. Like, there was some fortitude and some mettle there that he was able to rise above from not a rocky start, a disastrous start. Doesn't that tell you something about his makeup?
It does. Honestly, if I had a rank, I asked you before where the confidence is, who you trust out there, Bednar would be number one.
Yep.
And maybe that's just in part because we haven't seen him for a full season. Who the hell knows? But he's number one.
He basically has to be at this point. If he's not, then there's really nothing to be hopeful about.
Number two for me would be Williams.
I can't have that.
He's been inconsistent, but at least he's proven before. And you're right. Like, there is something to be said about bouncing back. And he's done it multiple times where he's bounced back to be serviceable. You know, when he's on his game, he could have nasty stuff. I know the walks are a problem, and I know sometimes the mentality, but it's been a hard-fought year for him. It also speaks to the volume of the rest of the bullpen. Like, I don't trust Weaver as much as you'd want to at all. I mean, he's gotten hit hard this year, and I just don't trust Cruz to the level that you do. I like Cruz. Eighth inning, big spot, I'd fear implosion. Whereas with Williams, at least I'm like, he's been in this spot before as a high leverage closer. Now, he got beat last year in the postseason with the Brewers, but something about Williams that I trust to be more sound than Cruz.
I got you. Listen, you also know me by now. You know I'm an energy guy. Yeah. Like, I'm somebody who responds to that, reacts to that, who certainly likes cheering for that, especially historically with the Yankees, who are generally fairly corporate. and, are, for whatever reason, either they don't have the guys that have the personality or they're just very reluctant to show it. Jeter was very Brooks Brothers, and Aaron Judge, amazing, but very Brooks Brothers, very conservative. I love a guy like Cruz, especially nowadays where, you don't see it quite as much like you did back in the day. I don't mean pimping a home run and being a showboat, but like true, like primal love for doing his job. I want that guy with the baseball. I do trust Cruz.
Dean is calling from Seaford. What's up, Dean?
How are you guys doing today?
Good.
Okay. BT, I'm a Cincinnati fan.
Okay.
If you're banking on Cruz, Weaver, the Reds, we know up until this year, never had pitching.
Yep.
They let these guys walk away.
That's fine.
Cruz will look good for a week, and then he's trash for about 3 or 4.
Well, not for us, he hasn't been, but not for us, though. That's not true, Dean. Not for the Yankees.
Once you lay off his slider, whatever you want to call it, okay, he'll walk 4 or 5 guys.
Yeah, and then
I'm telling you, that's his MO.
Then the Yankees are done.
and for Sal, the Reds are coming, brother.
No.
The Reds are coming.
Get out of here, Dean. You and those Reds. Get out of here.
You're gonna see by the end of next week, and I know I just probably jinxed the Reds, but if not, with their anemic batting order, the Reds will be ahead of the Mets. Let's go to DeGrom, baby.
Get out of here. Worry about the Giants, Dean. And thank you for the call. That was fun. Look, if I got to worry about the Reds, I got problems here. I mean, good God. I'm not going to. It's one thing to be talked down to by Yankee fans for 40 years. I will not be talked down to by a Cincinnati Reds fan, for goodness sake. I mean, isn't that the big red machine of the 70s, BT? Come on, it's the Reds. If the Mets can't beat the Reds, you think it's gotten ugly at some points? I'm telling you, this would be. It's starting to boil, and I'm not sure if the Mets can actually feel this. I have been calm, relatively calm, believing that they're going to be a postseason team. Mm-hmm. If for some reason they don't, it will be as ugly and as bad as it can possibly get because there is no excuse any way, shape, or form that the Mets could come up with that would absolve them from being a postseason team this year.
If the Mets, now the Giants are a little different, higher payroll, bigger market, some players that we actually know, a couple of borderline stars or stars, that would be the most Mets-like thing that I've ever seen in my life.
I mean, I think the thing that I would call for would just be to blow it up. Honestly.
Meaning Stearns gone, Mendoza gone?
No.
Blow up the core.
No, those two would be hanging on by a thread. It would be the warning shot to those two. And basically any other piece that's not bolted down.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, there were a couple of pieces there that are bolted down. You know me, I said I wanted to trade Nimmo within the season. So I certainly... Nimmo, Alonso, McNeil, all like gone. Now again, this is a hypothetical. I'm not saying that I want that right now. If disaster struck and they missed the postseason to the Reds or even the Giants, throw them in. Then I think you really need to, all the coaches, see ya. Sorry, Hefner.
Keep the first base coach. You have to.
See ya.
He's the best coach on the team.
Dude, anybody did nothing for him. Like anybody, it could be irrational.
He's going to get Soto 40 steals.
Doesn't matter.
Dude, the payroll, I mean, I know it's big. $339 for the Mets, and the Reds are $118.
Yeah, I mean,
wow,
come on, man. Come on, that's embarrassing.
I mean, it is embarrassing. It's still fairly improbable, but it's not impossible.
And who would be again, this is such a hypothetical. We will actually have the real conversation when the time comes. But like for me, it's David Stearns. This is all on Stearns. It's not on Cohen. So for years, everybody, the Wilpons this, Wilpons that, or ownership. It's not him. He's done what he could do. Stearns hasn't done his end of the job. Now, the only part that's not being fair is that it's been 2 years. Can you really turn things over in 2 years? But we're not talking about turn things over. We're talking about make the playoffs, bro.
Stearns has had a bad year. I said this the other day, he's made more bad moves than good ones. My blame, and it's going to seem like an easy target, and it's not, I would look at Lindor first. No, I don't mean to get rid of him, but like if we're judging the season and Lindor doesn't snap out of this, and he really, has a very uninspiring finish, which he's been for a little bit here, How could anybody from a player perspective look at anybody other than him?
Yeah.
You could tell me Minaya, which you and I get after that pretty well, pretty intensely, but Minaya he's a flyer. He was a pitching lab guy, minimal connection, couple of years, whatever, $16 million, okay. Pete came back, a small little contract, could opt out, could have 130 RBIs, did his job. Soto did his job. The other people aren't really that great anyway, so whatever job they did or did not do, it's not of that much consequence, in my opinion. Lindor has a sub 800 OPS. These are just numbers. Sub 800 OPS, and he's ice cold when they need him. Got to wake up, man.
And he's one of their biggest stars. He's one of their biggest stars. BT and Sal on the Fan, 888-808-1019.
All right, Sal. Hey, FanDuel's getting you ready for kickoff with an offer that you don't want to miss. Now, you can bet $5 if you're a new customer. Get $300 back in bonus bets if you win. That's right. Pick a bet $5, and if you win, you unlock $300 in bonus bets to use all across the app and the different platforms, whether it's a parlay, whether it's a player prop. Right, a little player prop action tonight with the NFL. It's a fun game tonight. Ride the live lines, whatever you guys want, whatever your style is. FanDuel got you covered. The NFL season's here finally, officially, and the only question is, are you ready to go? Are you ready to play? If not, visit FanDuel.com/BT. Download the FanDuel app today and get going. All right, the app is simple to navigate, easy to use, awesome. It is simple. Trust me, it's simple. It's safe and secure, and when you win, you get paid right away. If you want to bet something, you can find something on the FanDuel app. Just that is a fact. FanDuel, the official partner of us here at WFAN, 21 plus and physically present in New York. First, online, real money wager only, $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bet that expires 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. And for help with a gambling problem, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
It's Chris McMonagle overnights on the Fan, 101.9 FM.
A new era of football. Clearly, new head coach, new quarterback, new everything with the New York Jets. Obviously, the beginning of the Aaron Glenn era. Obviously, the beginning of seeing Justin Fields. A new era of Jets football was on tap.
Listen to CMAC on demand on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
This is Andrew Perloff with an Odyssey Sports Minute, sponsored by Chumba Casino, your online casino for plays, spins, and a chance to score. Must be 21 and over. Terms at ChumbaCasino.com. Funny things happen in Week 1 in the NFL. There's a tendency to think of it as extended preseason, but the league put out a stat this week that might make you nervous if your team lost. Since 1990, teams that win their opener are twice as likely to reach the playoffs. At 0-2, things get really bleak. Maybe you write off Week 1 as an anomaly. History shows these early season games mean more than you might think. I'm Andrew Perloff.
Ready to kick off the fun? Chumba Casino is your go-to game plan during halftime or overtime. From spinning slots to instant scratch-style cards, it's like running the perfect play, all from home. New players score a free welcome bonus and daily logins with a shot at some serious prizes every time you play. Get in the game and visit ChumbaCasino.com today. Let's Chumba. Sponsored by VGW Group. No purchase necessary. See terms at ChumbaCasino.com. Must be over 21 and present in a state where it's legal to play.
Now that I'm a dad, I can't stop thinking about what would happen to my kids if something happened to me, like losing the house or not affording college.
Yeah, that used to keep me up at night too. It's why I finally got life insurance from Ethos. It's 100% online. No medical exams, just a few health questions. I got $2 million in coverage for around $2 a day.
I never realized it was that simple. Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game.
Rates may vary. Bill monthly. Sample rate 10-year term life policy.
Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, the original triple distilled, triple blended, and triple cask matured Irish whiskey. When it's game time, it's Tully time. Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, 40% alcohol by volume, imported by William Grant & Sons Incorporated, New York, New York.
At Nielsen, fun is in the driver's seat.
Here are the fundamentals that have helped Nielsen Dodge make customers for life. There's always zero down payment available. We'll always give you up to $1,500 over book value for any trade. If you need credit help, we're here to make it happen. And of course, great deals on any new Jeep, Chrysler, Dodge, or Ram.
Lease a new 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo X 4x4, just $299 a month. Or lease a new 2025 Jeep Wrangler 4-door Willys 4xe, just $399 a month. Or choose from hundreds of quality certified pre-owned vehicles.
Fun is in the driver's seat when you save money.
On Route 10 in East Hanover. Online at NielsenDodge.com. A proud member of the Nielsen Auto Group.
Fun is in the driver's seat.
drive into fall event.
With approval term 24 months, do Exciting, Cherokee, $38.94, Wrangler, $43.94, add tax tag $498 dock and DMV.
Huge savings on Dell AI PCs with Intel Core Ultra processors are here, and they're newly designed to help you do more faster. They can generate code, edit images, multitask without lag, draft emails, summarize documents, create live translations, and even extend your battery life. That's the power of Dell AI with Intel inside. Upgrade today by visiting Dell.com/deals. That's Dell.com/deals.
We're always talking New York sports on The Fan.
Straight Talk presents The Math of More. Here's how it works. When you say yes to more with Straight Talk, you're left with more for all the other good stuff. So getting an unlimited plan starting at just $25 a month equals more savings for your family's weekend adventures. And with a network covered by Verizon, you can share more from wherever you go. It's simple math, really. More equals more with Straight Talk. Available at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Taxes and fees apply. The $25 plan requires a compatible unlocked device and a new line of service. Additional terms apply.
Honey, that flu keeping you up? Did you take NyQuil Intense Flu?
Nah, I got this. Okay, I don't got this.
Yeah, you need NyQuil Intense Flu.
Undo your flu with NyQuil Intense Flu. NyQuil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms so you can sleep.
You do got this.
NyQuil Intense Flu. The nighttime sniffling, aching fever. Best sleep with the flu medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
How good is a perfectly cooked tomahawk steak? The Chef IQ Sense is the wireless cooking thermometer that eliminates under or overcooking your meat. Order the newly released 3rd generation Chef IQ Sense now and enter code word BOOMER for 20% off at chefiq.com.
When your reputation's on the line, you don't leave anything to chance, especially your primer. Painter's Trust kills primers for a smooth start, strong adhesion, and serious stain-blocking power. And now, the full Kills lineup is available exclusively at the Home Depot. Need it fast? Get same-day or next-day delivery, or order online and pick up in-store. Kills primers. Pro results, faster. The Home Depot. If you're a pro, you know.
What is your next success story? At University of Maryland Global Campus, you can succeed again with more than 135 affordable online degrees and certificates to help you move your career forward. From cybersecurity and AI to healthcare and MBA, our programs help you build critical thinking, leadership, and communication skills that set you apart in today's job market. Designed for working adults, focused on the future. Classes start September 17th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Looking for Michelin tires at the guaranteed lowest price? Get to Town Fair Tire. Michelin's innovative technologies are designed for durability and performance over any of the toughest road conditions, so you can trust you're getting the highest quality tires. And Town Fair's been a name you can trust since 1967. Now with over 120 locations and still growing, because nobody beats a Town Fair Tire deal. Nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
Call of the day with Brendan Tierney and Sal Licata on The Fan.
Today's Call of the Day brought to you by Edison Heating and Cooling, New Jersey's heating experts. Number 80, former Hofstra grad, of course, longtime New York Jet. We welcome him to the show, Wayne Chrebet. The fact that you would all these years keep in touch with Boomer, I mean, that says something just for 1 year playing with him, right?
Just through, his charity and everything else. I'll go to, playing this golf thing or go visit him. But, he tells stories about me. He makes fun of me. The whole first game, he's like trying to put me in motion. And I'm, he's lifting his leg, I don't like this. And he's like, you're supposed to go in motion. I'm like, dude, Dan Marino and Don Shula are right there. He's like, you got to pay attention. I was like, dude, I'm in awe. I'm like, dude, Dan Marino's standing. He's like, yeah, we're playing right now. But it was just fun. And it was weird because I never caught from a lefty before. So your hands are like this instead of this, which was pretty weird getting used to it. So I was like, hey, let's just stay out here and throw. And took me under his wing. And he didn't have to. I was 21. He was in his 30s. And, he gave me a chance and and believed in me, and that was a massive thing back then.
I could see the digital headline now, BT. Boomers' balls are weird. Wayne Chrebet joined BT and Sal earlier on the Fan. All right, here's a quote for you.
Yeah.
This according to John Heyman of the Post. I guess he talked to Brandon Nimmo. I don't know, it was last night. I saw this posted 5 hours ago. Quote, Brandon Nimmo. There are a lot of teams hoping we don't make the playoffs. There are definitely teams that don't want to see us on the other side.
Ooh. Come on.
Here, Hoff, that's your guy, Nimmo. You have anything to add to that?
Yeah, I can't wait to see you traded next during the offseason.
All right, now what is Hoff has a theory on what he wants to happen with the Mets.
I think this is the only saving grace for the New York Mets because I've been on record now. I don't think they're making the playoffs. This is the only way I could see them actually finding a way to make the playoffs. They need to continue to lose until they are out of the current playoff standings. And then maybe that would actually light a fire under them because I don't think they're ready. I don't think they feel tested. I don't think that they feel like it's, that they feel threatened right now. I feel like they have to be out of the playoffs to be like, oh, wait a second, we may miss the playoffs.
I think there might be an element to that that's true. Not that they're looking to lose and get in that spot, but they haven't really been in that do or die spot like they were a year ago. They do seem to be kind of like, Nimmo just said it. Like, that wasn't about, hey, we better get our act together because we're getting our teeth kicked in here.
Yeah.
And it's embarrassing to what's going on. I think there are teams that don't want to see us when we get into the playoffs. That mentality, and I alluded to this yesterday, BT, when it's just get in, and you're holding on any which way you can to just get in, that will keep you out if that's your mentality.
Yeah, I don't like that from Nimmo, who's very measured with his words, and I know he didn't say it in a bombastic manner. He's very measured in how he speaks, and I think he's got a good pulse of what's right and what's wrong and, how to play the game. I do. I respect him, but that's just weirdly out of place. I mean, dude, you're getting smashed every night. I mean, you get the fourth worst record in baseball since June whatever. You're there with the Rockies and some other doormats. That's just not reading the room.
Understood. A part of me, though, does agree with what he's saying. It's one of the reasons why I believe in this team. But to Hoff's point, maybe they need to be, kicked in the ass.
Okay, but why?
Dude, that I can't tell you. But it seems like they are not aware of the dire straits that it seems to be from the majority of the outside.
Well, then their manager's not doing a good enough job getting the message across. They should be on high alert right now.
You've heard what he said. Oh, we're still a good team. We put ourselves in, we're a good team. It's been even kill. Maybe there does need to be, I hate the old flip the table over.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Just a spike in energy.
Well, I mean, something's got to change because you can't keep doing this and say, well, if we get there, when we get there, we're dangerous. Dude, dangerous. The Phillies are mocking you. They just stepped on you and hoping to bury you. The Padres going to be looking to come in and put the fork in you after the Rangers. You got teams hunting you down right now. Mm-hmm. And you're just like, well, if we get there, we're going to be dangerous. That's a dangerous mindset that they have.
I think it's a fatalistic one because what that equates to for me is let's turn it on when we're ready to turn it on. And that's not how pro sports works. It might work when you are just significantly better than your opponent, at a lower level. That doesn't fly at this high level. You're not just going to walk on and say, all right, boys, now it matters. Let's go. It doesn't go that way.
But that's why, to Hoff's point, I think there's something there. Not that they would purposely lose, but maybe this team will ultimately get their final wake-up call when somebody does catch them or takes the lead from them.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about that. What I know is, though, or what I feel is that's, to me, entitlement that they have not yet earned. If somebody on the Dodgers said that today, all right, you're the champions, fair enough. Somebody on the Thunder, Gilgeous Alexander says it next year. Hey, why are you off to a 9-6 start? A little hangover. What the hell have the Mets done? I mean, I know they had a good year last year, but...
Well, I mean, it did beat the Phillies last year.
They did not win the World Series, which is all that matters, and that is an alarming... If that reflects what